Yeah, I just want to check the sound. See what thing I'm worried about.
You want to do some of this with the squad? I'll do that.
Actually, this is only for queuing up the sponsors.
Oh, okay. I can see my mic coming out. Do you want to stay there? I can see you're here because I thought you want to stay on this side? You want to just do because that's pretty cool. You can see that.
Well, we can just move that over here.
This is just a bigger view.
It's a win toss.
You okay, Coach? I listened to us last week. It sounds much better when I'm not hammered, so we'll stay with that program. I'll just be the Joe Buck again. Yeah. What do you know? Gee, Troy, he looks like he tackled it. Yeah, you know, Joe, he just shut up once in a while.
All right, let's get on. We got the kickoff return team coming out.
And you're both muted still.
Are we live?
Okay, good evening, Wolves fans. We're about ready to kick off here from Skyline High School. Wolves have run out with it appears to be their kickoff return squad. And it looks like they'll be returning from left to right on your screens.
Coach, another great evening here in the Pacific Northwest. I thought we were going to have a little inclement weather, but it looks like that's going to give us a nice night of football.
Boy, from our perspective, Jim, I think we're going to get a really nice sunset, too. It'll be lovely.
Unfortunately, we have to be at Skyline to do that, but yes, I agree with you.
Well, the last time a lot of these Wolves walked off this field, Coach, as you remember.
Yes, I do.
Big win against not the Skyline Spartans, but Inglemoor in a playoff game last year for the youth football. So these guys have a good memory of this place. Hopefully they'll be amped up for a rivalry game, and here we go. Whistle
a bit of a
blown.
homecoming.
Hunkins and Karsh deep, as usual for the Wolves. Ball's on the ground. And
Nice
Finn
job there.
Zevin falls on it.
Finn, well done on that. Keep that ball in front of him, right, Coach? That's what you want to do there.
Quasi onside kick for the Spartans. Works out in the Wolves' favor. They'll have great field position to start at their own 42-yard line.
Well, this week, Coach, I'm hoping to see that we have the same kind of offensive line and most of our receivers and backs running the same way. This will be a good test to see how well we did from last week to this practice.
Well, it looks like the Wolves are about the same as usual, right to left on the offensive line, starting with Big Jack Ord at the right tackle at 77, Julian Meyer at a guard, Matthew Fadul at center, Chris Brookshire at left guard, and Charlie Jensen over at the left tackle spot. The offense led, of course, by the trigger man. That's number 5. He's right there running onto the field to bring in the play. That's Connor Karsh. And while the throwing has been coming on for Connor in the last couple of games for these 2-2 Wolves, the feet have been there all season with the rush attack, Jim.
Yep, right. Looks like Skyline's bringing a forefront on this one.
Karsh back to pass early. It's a little bubble screen out into the flat. Falls incomplete off the hands of his receiver. That's number 9, Nico Frantella.
There's some good support up front, Coach. It looked like the front line did a good job. There's some big guys on that Skyline front, 51 and 77. I like that edge play like that. I'd like to test the boundary a little bit, just see what we got, see what that cornerback looks like out there.
Stretching them from sideline to sideline and then being able to go over the top as the game progresses. You see the Wolves come out here with a 2nd and 10 now. Twins over to the field side with Hunkins offset in the back.
Nice hole right there. Oh, George got
runs through the middle of the line, picks up 2.
Boy, if he missed that tackle, that George is all the way. That was just a nice play by number 2 there.
And so like I mentioned, the last time these Wolves were on this field, it was a pretty good day for this group. 22 of these 32 Wolves were on that team, Jim. We had a pretty successful day. We did play Skyline last year during the regular season. You have to figure a lot of those same kids are probably out here today. And as I recall, the Wolves enjoyed a win in that one on a rainy day down at our place. Wolves a little slow to break the huddle here.
A little late coming in from the sideline there.
Here comes Karsh behind center with trips out to the left. Hunkins is with him as usual, offset to the boundary.
Got a mismatch out there on Macha's side.
They go back to the bubble screen to Frantella. It's blocked out on the edge. Nice block by number 10 out there.
just over the 51-yard
That's
line.
Case and Goldie. Nice little seal block. Wolves advance it over the 50, but they don't pick up the first. That'll leave them with 4th and short. You can see out here, Goldie takes his defender to the inside. He comes in, takes a bad angle on Nico, and Nico able to spring it.
Good catch, good run.
So 4th and a couple for the Wolves here. Karsh back in from the sideline. We can actually hear the Skyline players down on the field saying, watch QB draw, watch QB draw. They've studied up. They know what this is about.
They know what to watch those legs.
These teams are pretty familiar with each other after a few years of competing against each other in youth football.
Yep.
Karsh rolls right. He's going to try to follow a block from Hunkins, but he gets spun down in the backfield for a loss of 5, and that'll be a turnover on down for the Wolves.
Well, I think at that one shirt grab, Connor had a great block out in front of him, Coach, here, but it just swarmed in on him too quick. That collapsed on it just as fast. They were calling it out for sure.
The Eastlake 45-yard line.
I think right there, if you want to do quarterback run, Jim, you might just be smart to get north and south as quick as you can, going sideways.
Yep.
It just gives the defense a chance to rally to the football, and now the Wolves find their defense on the field with the Spartans come into play with a first down in Wolves territory at the 45.
Yeah, I would have liked to see maybe Karch play action that and come right up over the backside of Christopher. I think that hole was in that side. I think he had a lot of room, but he just had too much real estate to gain after that.
So the Wolves in their customary 4-2-5 defense. Spartans with twins to either side here, operating out of the shotgun, and it's going to be a counter handoff.
Nice job there breaking that down. Oh, that was a big stick by 48. Who's that?
Yeah, that's Cody Peck flying in from behind, but not before the Spartans pick up 6 on a first down carry.
I like the way he got to the ball.
Brought down by number 9, Nico Frantella.
Frantella in on the tackle, Cody there to finish it off. And the Wolves are going to have to figure out how to stop run, Jim, because unless they stop it, there's no reason for Skyline to even go to the air. They'll spread them out and play the numbers game inside. And yeah, folks, you are looking at a little bit of a technical error on our score on the screen. It is not 100-0. It is 0-0. We're working on correcting that for you.
It's a good score for us, though, for sure.
Encroachment on the defense. That'll move the change. First down.
Well, the board's got it.
So the Wolves jump, and that gives Sparty a fresh set of downs. Peck, who was just cleaning up on the tackle on the last play, jumps on the hard count.
Yeah, he's got a little bounce in his step right now. He wants to go. Look at him. He looks good.
It's a rivalry game. These guys are bound to be fired up, Jim.
Back inside. There you go. Break that down, Charlie. Good job.
Gang tackle.
Yeah, I like that.
Charlie Jensen there to make the initial contact, but a host of Wolves join him.
Closed in on that end and forced him upside. There's his friends helping him.
So short gain for the Spartans on first down. It'll leave them with 2nd and 9.
Far side. This is where Spartan likes to get with that ball and those receiver screens, those bubbles. So you put a defensive stop here. This would be good. Give them a bunch of real estate. They're definitely heading that direction.
All right, so Spartans come out with twins to either side once again in a spread formation. That's going to be a quarterback run to the right side. He gets the edge. He's on the corner, tripped up on the outside, but not before he gets inside the Wolves 25. That's going to move the chains again.
Coach, it looked like Hunkins had the line on him too. I thought for sure he was going to take him down the backfield, but somehow he pulled up or took a different angle at the very last moment.
Well, short field to defend here for the Wolves. Spartans have it 1st and 10 at the Wolves 22.
It was a first down pickup. George looks ready to get something going here.
All right, motion man comes across into the boundary here for Sparty. They're going to throw the ball here on first down. Got a catch at the 17 and out of bounds. Gain of 5.
Nice pass by Sparty there. The receiver got to the edge.
Pushed out of bounds by number 20, Andrew Grant.
Good to see Andrew Grant back in the lineup
Good to see
today,
you, Andrew.
Coach.
That's right.
Andrew, as most of you know, has been out the last couple of weeks with the injury, and it'll be nice to have him back.
Let's see if Jack and Julian, they can get this gap closed in there.
Once again with the motion into the short side of the field here for the Spartans. And it's going to be a quick bubble screen out to the outside of number 15.
Charlie just missed that.
A nice effort by Jensen to try to bat it down. Just missed it. Spartans pick up 3 more. That'll bring them up to a 3rd and short.
Boy, that had to be a half an inch from Charlie Hammett, knocking that down or even picking it off.
And it looks like that's going to be about a 3rd and 2 for the Spartans. So an early test here for the Wolves defense as the Spartans operate in the red zone, and Eastlake looking for answers to slow this attack down, Jim.
Let's maintain that middle, Coach. We got to see if we take this run away. Sure like to see Hunkins stunt one of those gaps.
All right. Trips to the right for the Spartans into the boundary. Running backs offset to that side. And it's going to be a reverse.
And we got fooled on that one.
Yep, the Wolves did not stay home. Not great discipline there on the backside of the play. And the Wolves are going to have to figure out how to stay home, Jim, or they're going to get hit with counters and reverses all night long.
Yeah, I saw when Hunkins came through there, and both him and I think Christopher, they just lost sight of the ball. They got through, but
well, there was just nobody home on the backside whatsoever. So the Spartans have it 1st and goal here at the Eastlake 5, left hash mark. And they break the huddle with twins to the right. And a little bit of a different look now with an H-back behind their right side of their line, and look like they want to go downhill and just power the ball into the end zone. Here's an inside handoff. Number 5 tries to dart away, gets sideways. He gets spun down by a whole flock of Wolves there.
George was through, had his arms around him, and just let him out of his grip. Just barely missed him.
Still a loss of 1, though.
Like the pressure, for sure.
So the Wolves gain a little advantage. They drive the Spartans back a yard here. That'll make it 2nd and goal from the 6, right in the middle of the field now.
Coach, as a defensive mind, what's your thoughts here? Do you stun again? You try to keep your edges? I mean, this is what Sparty does best right here.
Well, first things first is I want my ends, Jim, to try to seal. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago with the hula hoop, right? They need to own the real estate right in front of them and make sure everything gets funneled back into the middle. And if both ends can do that, then you got the whole teeth of the defense in there. You got your linebackers, your 2 down linemen. Here's a quarterback run all the way.
Oh, Charlie got
picked off, but
nice
he gets met by
Connor
Karsh at the 5-yard line, and that's some good safety play right there.
And just like you said, Coach, I think Charlie kept his hula hoop in there and just got blocked out on him.
Yeah.
Keep that outside arm, right?
So what happens in a situation like that as an end is, okay, you technically got beat to the outside, but if you think about it, he made that quarterback run over kind of a hump. He couldn't get the line he wanted. That gives Karsh a chance to not only diagnose the play, but come downhill and drive the runner out of bounds at the 5 for a gain of 1. But now you got Skyline and a 3rd and goal from the 5, and the Wolves are going to have to make 2 stops to get the ball back for their offense.
Yeah, let's not lose it now in this misdirection. You're right. Another reverse, maybe a bubble screen. Jack Crandall going one-on-one on their key receiver.
All right, and this is quarterback run.
Oh, Cody went right by his location. Oh, nice job on George Hunkins.
Yep, George tracks him down, shoots the gap, gets his hands on him, and once that happens, it's game over, Coach. So,
well done, George. Came right down the line at it, looked for the ball and got to it.
So some of the creativity we saw from the Spartans earlier in the drive has kind of gone away. They've put the ball in their quarterback's hands, and it's nothing fancy. They're just trying to get to the perimeter because they had early success with that. The Wolves, another tackle for loss there. That sets up a 4th and goal from the 6. Wolves are changing their defense now as the Spartans break the huddle. Spartans are going to have twins to either side. Running back number 5 offset to the right. And now we got a motion man across.
Yeah. Back to that rollout.
That's a sprint out, and they're going to look for number 15 right there in the corner of the end zone.
There you go.
And the ball knocked down in the end zone.
There you go. Andrew got that. Got his hands over. I thought Connor was going to take it for the other way.
Andrew Grant knocking the ball down in the end zone. That's an incomplete pass, so the Wolves will take over on downs after a pretty good drive by the Spartans. The Wolves stiffen up inside their own 10-yard line and get the offense the ball back, but
that's
a long
confidence.
field.
That's a confidence builder, Coach. And I liked it, like you said again, the defensive ends kept their hula hoop. That just forced him out of that range. Well done by Charlie.
Well, if the pass rush can't get home, Jim, they can get their hands up. They can do other things to disrupt, and you just hope that as the game goes along, they sort out what they're going to be able to do and not do tonight. I think against this big front line that the Spartans have, the Wolves are going to be doing pretty well to get pressure with their front four. They're probably going to have to blitz a little bit, and we haven't seen a ton of that out of this defense.
Well, speaking about rushing, Coach, I've been thinking about the Pine Lake Ale House rushing over after here. Once again, our friends at Pine Lake Ale House, a good sponsor for WFA and Wolves football. I'd like to thank the crew over there. Tasty drinks. Pine Lake Ale House.
Well, we'll see you after the game, Coach. Here come the Wolves.
Connor using his legs on that one.
Yeah, nice little fake on the
Very
jet
good.
sweep. Had
Well
the
done.
defense fooled, and he picks up 9 on first down. That's a good start for the Wolves.
Well done. Way to follow his blockers, too. Little hole in using his legs.
Connor Karcher on the right-hand side, brought down by number 10, Charlie Over. Dean
Well, fans, coming up later this week, I believe the Wolves varsity has a home game on Friday night against the
Outside.
the Mount Si Wildcats come for a visit.
And homecoming, too, Coach.
Always a testy game with those Mount Si Wildcats. There's not a lot of love lost between those two schools. Pretty good rivalry over the years, and there's been some pretty terrific games.
Should be a good one on Friday night.
All right, so the Wolves here with a 2-back set of sorts.
There you go. Oh, you got an
And-
offense. I think the defense was in that zone first.
Well, the hard count works as long as you stand still. We'll see what they come back with here. And it is encroachment.
Well, we got a good one on that one. I think he was in that first step.
Yeah, Wolves catch maybe a little bit of a break with the hard count there, and a little bit of nerves maybe here early, Jim.
Mm-hmm. We'll try to shoot the gap. They're worried about Connor for sure, right? They're going to try to have to stop that.
All right, so the Wolves look like they're going to run the same formation. Good to see Abanov Macha back this week as well, Jim. I see Big 32 down there.
Oh,
lined
yeah,
up.
Macha's back in. That's good.
Yep, lined up at tight end there next to Jack Hort on the right side of the line. Here's an inside handoff.
Nice job. Oh,
That's Hunkins jumping, fighting forward, gaining what he can, and falling forward to finish the play.
78 lost his block. I think if that was, he stayed on his block there, Coach, I think Hunkins got another 5, maybe 10 out of that one. He let go of his block and he grabbed him right around the ankle as soon as he let go of him.
Still a good gain for the Wolves on first down. That's six in the right direction for George Hunkins, and Connor back into the huddle to give the play to the guys before a 2nd and 4.
Another good option for Connor RPO in this one.
So those big Spartans up front definitely need to be dealt with, but the more you can give them those body blows into the middle, Jim, the more it's going to open up the perimeter runs and the passing game for the Wolves. Connor back to pass on this one.
Lot of
tosses
open
over the
space.
middle. Oh.
Would have liked to see him keep his eyes on the ball there. I think he could have had that reception.
Yep.
Wegworth.
It's Reese Wegworth getting some early run today, number 16. Pass falls incomplete. Maybe just a little bit behind him right there. Connor might like to have that one back. But the Wolves survive it. It'll be 3rd and 4 now.
Good throw by Connor. Way to look his receiver downfield.
Frantella back in now for Crandall, so the Wolves will go back to their more standard one running back set that we're used to seeing. Interesting little wrinkle there with the 2-back. And that's probably Ed Kinney implementing his offense slowly over the season, right? You add new wrinkles every week, and you get to have new little toys, new little formations, out of play here, out of play there. Wegworth in motion once again. It's a fake
Good block
inside.
right there, Coach. That was a great block coming across. Our guard came across there. Was that Christopher?
Yeah, that was Christopher.
Yeah,
so
that
that's
was a
that little
wonderful block.
GT counter play right there. Can we
Yep.
get a replay on that, Sean? Is that possible? So we'll tell the folks at home, watch the left side of the line. You're going to see Christopher come across. He'll get a kick-out block on the end.
Right there.
And then Charlie Jensen follows around and wraps up into the hole to lead Connor up into the fray. Wolves don't quite pick up the first down, but they have it at 4th and a yard here. And we've got a little stoppage of play, a little official timeout.
Well, I like that kick block Christopher did, but I happened to notice in there our receivers came back to the block instead of up the block, and I'd like to see them get downfield on their blocks.
Well, they run that little counter play, Jim, with the running back and with the quarterback. It's the same look every time. You'll see Chris or whoever's playing at the left guard position work behind the line to get the kick-out block. The tackle follows him, and he wraps up into the hole to try to lead block for whoever the ball carrier is. It's been highly effective for the Wolves. And here's a quick
go,
inside
George. I like
handoff
that.
to Hunkins. He
George
breaks a
gets his
couple of
hands into
tackles,
it
and this is all
and puts
Hunkins.
Nice job, George.
The line got him the first down. Hunkins picked up another 7 or 8 just on his own with the effort.
Solid effort, Coach. That was a way to run right there. Put his shoulder pads down, got north and south.
When he gets going, Coach, I once heard a certain running back for the Seahawks described this way: it's like a rolling ball of butcher knives. I mean, who the heck wants to tackle that? He just runs angry. So the Wolves up to the 40-yard line now, and they'll have a fresh set of downs.
148 on the first quarter here. Wolves on the roll.
So Twins out to the far side of the field now. Karsh behind center.
There you go.
And he gets jump with the hard count. And Wolves get five the easy way.
Yep. Duran was trying to make a buster on Charlie, but I don't think he would have.
Encroachment by the defense. We got 1st and 5.
Good poise on the Wolves side, Coach.
All right, so 1st and 5 for the Wolves now from their own 45.
I've got a timeout, I think. Not quite sure we got a call here. I see it. Clock running? Oh, maybe it's a clock running.
Might have a clock issue.
Yeah.
Well, we got some kind of issue because the Wolves are still ahead 100-0.
Yeah. We're rolling.
So Karsh back into the huddle now. Looks like it's going to be a new play call for the Wolves. Eastlake breaks the huddle. They'll send Twins out to the left. Wegworth by himself on the near side.
Going to a wildcat motion here, aren't we?
Okay, it's a fake handoff to Wegworth. Here comes Hunkins. He's got a little bit of room.
Good gap there.
Able to scamper up. No contact until he had the first down. And able to pick up another 3 after that, Jim. That's just quickness right there.
Yeah, and both those linebackers, Coach, just stood there and watched him. They didn't know what to do because of that way that was transpiring in the backfield there.
Yeah.
They didn't really even do anything until he got to them.
Yeah, I don't think they bought the fake, but they were waiting for George to make a move, and that's where he's just a little bit quicker, right?
The ball of razor or the ball of knives. That was a good run. Another tough nose run by George. 36 seconds left here on a running clock.
Well, it looks like the Wolves will probably be able to run this last play here as we approach the end of the first quarter. So Karsh behind center here. Sorry, Jim.
No, forefront on the Sparties.
All right. So we got a little
there you go.
fake
That was a
bubble.
great play right there. That was a great play.
Nice play call by the Wolves.
Ball came out. I think we lost the ball. Yeah, we lost the ball.
Fine play call, but Karsh can't hang on to it at the end. Gets popped and coughs it up. So the Skyline Spartans take over.
Yeah, I think he got hit.
They're in their end right there, but
helmet on a ball, I bet.
The first quarter will not end with an offensive play by the Wolves. Instead, they'll send the defense back out, and Skyline will have it 1st and 10 from their own 30.
Well, Connor's holding on to those fingers there. I hope he didn't. I think he got a helmet on that paw when he was running up the field with it. Well, that was a great play. That draw he did there.
Well, we've seen that a couple of times before. That it seems to always work. I think everything's going outside once George runs that little bubble motion, and
it just keeps him stunned for a minute.
As soon as he's past that first line of defense, it's into the second level by default.
That was a good run.
So some sprinkles coming down now. Nothing too serious, we hope.
What do you know? Beautiful sunset.
Still going to have a good sunset, I think. All right, so the Spartans back to pass. They throw to the far side.
There's a pick. Oh, thought he was going to pick that off.
Nice drive on the ball.
Andrew
Grant
though, with just a solid tackle.
Yeah. Grant drops off into the flat, able to close on that, but not before the Spartans gain 4 on first down. So as we end the first quarter, the Spartans are going to have it 2nd and 6, and we'll change ends. It's a great time, Jim, to say thanks to our sponsors once again. Kinson & Kinson Real Estate, we want to thank you for all your years of being involved with the Wolves programs. Kinson & Kinson Real Estate, your home experts.
Hey, Coach, we got a new sponsor this week, Pape Material Handling. The fine friends and folks over at Pape a new sponsor for WFA and to Wolves football. Dave Oliphant, one of our coaches and our broadcast, part of his team over there, and we're real thankful to have them on board this year.
Well, thanks, Dave, for bringing Pape Group on board with sponsorship for the Wolves football. Also, a good time to go ahead and tease that coming up at the half, folks, stick with us because Dave Oliphant, Jeremy Budish back with another edition of The Den. Their conversation online with varsity players and offering insights into Wolves football. That's The Den coming up at the half.
That's been real good. And, Coach, every time I watch it, it gets better and better each episode.
I got to imagine those guys are having a lot of fun with that.
It sure does look like it, doesn't it? Well, it's such a shame on that, Coach. We lost that drive on that when that ball got turned over there. But I did like what we saw in those two. They started long in their zone, and they brought that ball straight out.
Yeah, the Wolves had a good drive going. They've proven now that they can move the ball against these guys. Now it just comes down to protecting it when they get it back, right? And that's football. They're going to have to execute, and they're going to have to try to do their best to disrupt the Spartans from being able to execute their plays. Pretty simple concepts, but it gets really complicated. It's like they say about having a fight. You have a plan until somebody punches you in the face.
Yeah. Well, good to have Andrew Grant there on that side. He definitely took that play away from them, even though they got 4 out of that play. But
one thing, viewers, you might notice this about the Wolves defense: they will flip their linebackers based on field and boundary. You'll always see 56. That's Chris Brookshire playing closer to the boundary. George Hunkins, 13, plays out in the space. The corners stay home. The corners stay where they are.
Inside
handoff. And Hunkins with early penetration and just blew that thing up. It never had a chance. They've seen that counter play a couple of times now. That is a very, very generous mark to give him the line of scrimmage because I don't think he came close to making it back.
He was 2 feet back. He was definitely 2 yards back.
But 3rd and 6 now for Eastlake and a chance to put the Spartans in an uncomfortable position if they can get a stop here. Twins to either side for Skyline. As they break the huddle, operating from the right hash.
Got a little pressure in the front.
Yeah, showing a little blitz. Linebackers drop out. They are back to pass.
On it. Oh, that
ball's picked, but he's out of bounds. Yeah, it's a great catch by Nico.
Yeah.
He catches the ball clean, but falls out of bounds before he can get a foot down. And so Skyline does retain possession, but it will be 4th and 6 from their own 34.
What a jump. What a jump by Nico.
And we'll see if the Spartans punt it away or keep their offense on the field. Spartans have some subs, and it does look like they're going to punt the ball away. So Karsh will drop back. Presumably, he'll be the guy back there fielding the punt. I think on a rainy night like this, Jim, even if it's only a little rainy, you're almost better off just let it roll and just take the possession. When you hear the sideline yelling, Peter, 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 it's a great Spartan roll. Rolls all the way down to the Eastlake 23-yard line, right? So,
boy, good roll.
A fortuitous bounce.
Well, I tell you, Cody, Coach Cody on that right side, I would have liked him not engage that blocker. I think if you'd have run the inside edge, you'd have had more angle at the ball. He's got the speed for it. Definitely got the grit for it.
So the Wolves offense back out on the field now with 9 minutes and 15 seconds to go before half. So we're still very early stages of the second quarter, Jim. And what are you looking for from the offense on this drive?
I'd like to keep going like we just saw off that before Connor there. Just keep working that inside. Let Connor work his RPO. I just think they haven't figured out a way to stop him. And as soon as they try to close that gap in the middle, I think your edges are waiting for you.
So here comes Karsh to the huddle with the play, and the Wolves will start operating from their own 22.
See if we can get our dominance back up in the front line.
Notice they have not split Macha out into the slot or out wide at all today. They've played with him as an inline tight end pretty much the whole time.
George on that Wildcat again.
Direct snap to Hunkins, and he fakes the handoff, moves it up inside, picks up a tough couple. Takes a good pop on that. Here comes Crandall in for Frantella, so looks like the Wolves will go back to that two-back formation they were employing a little bit earlier.
That was a tough two. George got that. He got up in the secondary there, or the second level, and he got met by that second linebacker, number 2 there, or number 5.
When the Wolves had the two-back set earlier, They didn't really do much in the way of threatening with Crandall. It'll be interesting to see how he's deployed in this situation, whether he's used as a blocker, as a decoy, or possibly as a ball carrier. Keep an eye on number 3. He's going to be right up there behind Big Jack and Mach on the right side, flexed up like an H-back. Here comes Connor under center. He motions across. That's Fin 7.
Oh, he just did that, exactly.
And you can hear that Skyline sideline talking about punching at the ball, ripping at the ball, Jim, and they are very, very intentional and very conscientious about trying to create turnovers tonight. They're ripping at that ball any way they can.
George came out of the game here, and I think his bat and his balls here are not lined up right.
Well, we hope George can shake that off and be okay in a minute. These things do happen. Call that an oil check down there on the bottom of the pile.
Yes, you do, Coach.
All right, so the Wolves will have it here, third and about 3.
7:32 here.
Wolves are not operating in a hurry here. They're seems that they're pretty happy to shorten this game up.
And Matthew Fadul back at the center here. Want to wish Grandpa down in Florida. He got eyes on the team again. I appreciate that. Jack Crandall with a good move in there.
Yep.
Good first down there. Way to grind that out, Jack.
Yep. Straight ahead, nothing fancy. The Wolves just quick hitter right up over the right guard there, and that's Jack Crandall falling forward for a first down. Nice surge off the front line.
Yep. But bread and butter right there. Follow your blocker. Covered the ball, brought it right through the line. Well run, Jack.
All right, so a fresh set of downs here for the Wolves. Still in their own end, operating from their own 33.
What do you think, Coach? I think I'd like to see it on a screen here.
Well, as the Wolves move it more towards the middle of the field, Jim, at some point in time, you'd like to see them take a deep shot, if nothing else, just to try to get those Skyline safeties back a little bit.
Yep.
You look at this, every one of their guys is within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're playing it tight. There's not a lot of room to work down there. Connor rolls right, throws it out of bounds. There's nobody home.
Nice pressure by number 77, Jaden Wilson, and number 7.
So they move the pocket to keep a little pressure off Karsh, but unable to find any open receivers over there on the right side.
Really not any receivers in the area, too. One was too far deep and covered, and the other man was too slow to get in his route. So got to help out Connor get there.
So they're going to reset the play clock here because the ball was squirting around all over Kingdom Come. Officials are going to mark it. Now they're going to remark it. They don't know where the heck they want to mark it. They're going to move it over to the far hash mark. Wolves break the huddle. They're going to have trips out to the left. So we finally see Macha split out wide. They're going to spread the Spartans out a little bit here, and they have numbers over here. It's 3 against 2. So if Connor sees that, now they're going to throw that little bubble motion out there.
Yep, got a false start.
And we got to jump. Yeah.
We came off the right side. Jack Ort, maybe. I'll give that back to him.
Well, I have a funny feeling, Coach, that was going to be the time we were going to see Connor not pull the ball down and run with it, that they had numbers out there on the perimeter.
Yep.
And whether it's bubble screen or whether it's something a little more vertical, you had 3 against 2, and they really didn't move anybody out there with the motion man. So then you have 4 against 2. Those are pretty good numbers.
Good numbers coming our way, yeah. Jack just jumped offside.
So the Wolves, with the false start, move it back 5. They'll operate now from inside their own 30, second and 15. Crandall stays in the game at running back. And here comes 10. That's Case and Goldie in motion.
They followed Jack right there.
So that's a quarterback keep for Karsh. He picks up the penalty yards and a little bit more. He's going to make it 3rd and 9 now for the Wolves. The officials walk the ball back. They change their mind on the spot again. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Clock ticking here, 5:15 here. It's a little more urgency coming out of this.
Yeah, at this pace, Jim, if the Wolves march it down the field and and are able to complete their drive and get a score, they're not going to give the Spartans back the ball with a heck of a lot of time to operate. But they have to move the chains first. 3rd and 10 here for the Wolves.
Oh, boy, we're back to those numbers game.
Connor's going to take off with it. Finds a lane,
Boy,
cuts it
that's
out
a heck of a
left,
lane
and
there.
now look at that. Kason Goldie with
I
an
saw that
excellent
block too,
screen.
Coach. I saw that, Coach.
He looked like a basketball screen right there. He just
outstanding.
stood still and was an obstacle.
Get the rewind on that.
Yeah.
Watch that block by goalie. You're right. That was a fantastic.
A non-block block. Just stands straight up, and yeah, that's plenty. Connor found a nice little seam in there and was able to cut it back against the grain not once but twice. Big gain for the Wolves all the way down to the Spartans 30, and the Wolves move the chains and then some. Fresh set of downs, Jim.
Well, goalie's mom being a basketball, I guess she taught him right how to block that lane. It was a pick. It was a pick. You're right. Well done. Connor using those legs, getting that big first down.
Well, that's been the constant with the offense this year. The Wolves had a couple of frustrating losses early in the year. Got on the right side of the ledger the last 2 weeks, Jim, but all 4 games, Connor Karsh and the legs have been on time and delivering.
Quite a threat, too. Good job.
All right, it's an inside handoff to Crandall. He runs over the middle, falls forward, and that's 5-yard pickup.
Just tough running right there.
Yeah, that's good run for Jack, right? You establish that, hey, you're going to run right at him. You're not going to back down. You're going to establish contact and
I think you
put them on their back. I think he might have landed on the football there.
I think he did, too. I think that looks like a winded thing. While we take a break, Coach, we could recognize one of our favorite sponsors here.
Sure, Jim. Why don't you go ahead?
Cheryl Hill on the Plateau. Cheryl, friend of the family. In your real estate needs, we want to thank her for her contribution and her commitment to Wolves football. Looks like a good sign for Jack. Just popped right up.
Cheryl, give a shout out to our guy Riley Rue for us, please. And we had another new sponsor last week, Jim. I'll mention them. Bradley Distributing for all your appliance needs. Great products, great service. Bradley Distributing. So the Wolves, after the injury, pop out. They're huddled up back at the 35. They're going to have a 2nd and 5 when they get up to the line. Coming up on 4 minutes left here in the 2nd quarter.
Tough run by Jack there. He really came up to that line and got that 5 yards.
I think that's how the Wolves are going to need to hit him. They're going to need to get what they can and hit it fast. No dancing. Here comes Hunkins on a similar look. Kick out block by Brookshire over on the right side. He follows all the other guys up into the hole and picks up another 4. So that's going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Solid run by George. Just a solid run. I like the way he followed blockers. Off he goes.
Yeah. Once again, nice little movement with the offensive line to create some space. And the more the Wolves can execute that, it opens up the possibility of running a counter off of it, Jim, or a naked with Connor, where they follow all the action to one side and Connor comes out the backside with no lead blockers, but also no defenders in front of him, we hope. So,
and that just shows that our offensive line is making traction, getting guys moving bodies, getting their feet to move. That's how you get the holes made.
All right, so the Wolves have got themselves into a 3rd and very manageable here, 3rd and 1 from the Spartan 21-yard line.
Watch out there on that high side.
Twins to either side for the Wolves.
There you go. Well done.
Okay, Karsh with a...
Oh, Mancha fell down.
Yeah. Connor had a whole bunch of green in front of him right there. I'd almost like to see him just go ahead and take what they're giving him and get a fresh set of downs, but he elects to throw. Mancha falls. And
I think that was Finn. It looks like 11. It fell down.
Ball falls very harmlessly incomplete. Nowhere near anybody, offense or defense.
Good fake on Connor on that rollout.
Yeah, and you see there where their end bites on that hard, moves to the inside, and then he's got all kinds of real estate out there.
Tough 4th down here, Coach. We got to make sure we get this.
So the Spartans are ready. They're saying watch run. You can hear them from up here in the press box, Jim, and Wolves come to the line. They're going to try to spread the Spartans out here with trips out to the far side. Kason Goldie by himself down here onto the boundary. Hunkins in the backfield, offset to the right side. And here comes Karsh with the cadence. Hunkins motions out to the right. Looks like bubble screen. Karsh is going to take off. He's going to cut it up. He's going to get the first down and then
first
some.
Down. And that motion with Hunkins right there, Coach, froze those linebackers once again. They had to watch him, which gives us that space in between those guards.
Yeah, once again, George comes out here. They've got to respect the bubble screen. You get a little freeze. That guy's playing with his mouthpiece. Gosh, you just try to coach that out of them in youth. I guess it takes a couple of years of high school before they stop playing with their mouthpiece, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Ay, ay, ay. Boy, if there was one thing I could have changed in all those years.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of good things out of you, Coach, but that was one of them I know that drive you nuts.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, if you want to talk, come up here and do this job. You can talk all you like. All right, so Wolves come up at the Spartan 15. They have definitely got something cooking now.
You set it
First
down.
and 10. Yep. Twins to either side for Karsh. Goes with the hard count again. Everybody stands still. He's back to pass. He's going to roll to the right. He's got space if he wants it. Corner closes on him, but he's going to make that guy miss. He's going to cut it back to the inside, fall forward inside the 10.
That was a tough run by Connor. Just put his nose down.
Well, if everybody's covered up, you got to do something. And Connor takes the lemons, makes it into a nice little 6-yard lemonade.
Second down for Eastlake.
You know, way to look downfield too, Coach. Roll it out there. He was looking off both those receivers, and then all that space in front of him, he took off with his legs.
Real nice job of keeping his eyes downfield, looking for the opportunities, and taking what the defense ultimately gave him. And you put Connor one-on-one in space, that's going to be an advantage most times.
You know, as he gets older, Coach, I think he'll learn it. He'll appreciate that play when he rolls it, even give that kind of fake like he's going to throw it and then pull that ball down. It'll freeze those outside cornerbacks, gives them a little more room to move.
Yeah, I remember a few years back doing some statistical work for the varsity, and you know we counted up all the numbers, and at the end of the season, you realize the balance between pass and run is how they call the plays. But so often in high school football, the quarterbacks have an opportunity to run the ball. Now, sometimes that's happy feet, but a lot of times, especially as they mature and learn the game, they're just taking what the defense gives them, and they're capable athletes, so they may as well run.
Timeout. They got a timeout coming our way. Yeah, and I think Connor, as he plays his high school career, is going to get better and better at the threat he can create both with his legs and his arm.
Absolutely.
And that really gives him his advantage in his offensive scheme.
So the rain starting to come down a little more heavily now, so ball security becomes an issue potentially.
The rain has now stepped in.
Folks, the Wolves have taken a timeout here. They're inside of a minute to go before halftime. And they're going to break the huddle from this timeout, facing a 3rd and 3 inside the Spartans' 10, so they can get a first down without scoring. And I believe they've got a couple of timeouts left.
Well, Coach, with this rain moving in here, I think it's a good time to mention LBM Travel. I mean, this is if there's ever a place I want to get away, Leanne and her team over there at LBM Travel, a good sponsor of Wolves football and WFA. And your next travel need, give Leanne a call, LBM Travel.
That's a great call, Coach. Boy, what a difference a day makes, right? Holy moly. Yesterday, gorgeous. Now this, yuck.
Yeah, I played a little golf yesterday, and I thought I hope this sticks around. I guess I was hopeful.
Spoke too soon, maybe.
Exactly.
All right, so the Wolves come out here with twins to either side. That's Macha in the slot to the short side at the top of your screen.
Goldie on that far side. Rolls around.
Connor with a bootleg once again. Beats both
Goldie's
ends. Cuts it up in the middle.
Touchdown. There you go. Wolves with a touchdown. Well done. Connor Karch.
Makes a man miss and walks right into the end zone. Makes it look easy sometimes, folks. It isn't.
Those receivers were moving around. Goldie did a great job coming the backside of the end zone. Coach there made those cornerbacks move and give all those learning needs to Connor.
I was going to mention a minute ago, Coach, that one of the things I was noticing down on the sideline, you're not going to see it on the picture at home, folks. Andrew Grant warming up that leg. You think he's ready to kick this PAT?
I bet he is.
He wants to. I'm not sure. It looks like they're keeping the offense, though, on the field here. And I think the Wolves are going to go for 2.
They're lining up for that.
They spot the ball down at the try. That's 3 yards out. And, yes, the offense stays on the field. They're going to run trips out to the right. Karsh behind center with his tag team partner, George Hunkins, offset left.
Goldie in the boundary side here. Let's see if we get the ball to him. I'd like to see that.
Karsh back to pass. It's a little screen pass out to Hunkins.
George bulls his way
fantastic block out on the edge by Charlie Jensen, Coach. I think that sprung the play.
Yep. Yeah, it was just a good setup. George wasn't going to be denied that.
Eastlake 8, Skyline 0.
So the Wolves jump up to the 8-0 lead here as we
108, I think now, right, Chico?
Yeah, tick it down towards halftime. If you had the Wolves minus 107.5, you're okay.
Your bet's okay. Well, it was a good drive, Coach. I think we came all the way back down from about the 23-yard line on that, and then not many. Did we get a penalty on that series? I don't think. Maybe one, but
yeah, I think they had the false start
the
early
false
in the
start,
series
that's
back
right.
in our end, and
we put it back together and got it down the field.
Able to overcome that,
Yep.
and the big play in the series, of course, the Karsh run that got him down inside Skyline territory, all the way down to the Skyline 30, and a nifty bit of running, but can't be done without blocks, both by the big guys up front, and then let us not forget Case and Goldie employing the basketball technique
pick
with the pick.
The Eastlake pick. Got a timeout coming here.
All right, Coach Ed Kinney doesn't like something he sees with regard to the kickoff situation. Skyline had 5 along the front line and 6 back deep to receive, but that front line of upbacks was back about 20 yards. I wonder if he's looking at that and thinking to himself, maybe there's a chance here for a little quasi onside. Yeah.
But the way that was set up, I think you're right. I think he was looking that over.
Well, you can't take those timeouts with you. You may as well give it a try if you've got a little trick up your sleeve. Why not give it a go?
Yeah. Good time to get a good strategy here so we can get the ball. 48 seconds left, I think. That's what I think Coach Ed was thinking.
Speaking of strategies, Coach, I'll tell you this. We may come at it from different angles with regard to how the Tigers and Mariners turned out today, but one thing we can agree on, if it's time to talk strategy, if it's time to break down the game, Pine Lake Ale House.
We're going Pine Lake Ale House.
We're going down to the Ale House.
No better place.
Craft beverages, great eats, and above all else, the service and atmosphere, folks. It's the home away from home on the plateau.
Breakfast on Saturdays.
Breakfast on Sundays, yeah.
And Sundays.
Yeah. Come on down. Always glad to see you. Pine Lake Ale House.
Friendly faces.
I want to give a shout out to Connor Karsh's aunt, who I believe Mark told me New York. But she made a comment about one of the recent broadcasts and said, when I come out, guess where we're going? I said I want to buy her that first beverage. We're on that.
The Spartans line up in that same formation again.
Yeah, so now they've got those up backs walk forward just a little bit. Wolves balanced formation, 5 on either side of the kicker. And that's Grant comes up, toes to the leather, pops it up high into the air towards the Wolves sideline. That's 15, down. The up back. He catches it, gets a modest return up to the
44.
Yeah, up to the Skyline 44. Not a lot of yards, had to fight for him, but he definitely did the most important thing, and that's getting possession for his team. So Wolves will send the defense out here as the Spartans are not going to have a lot of clock to work with, but they do start their drive from their own 44, so pretty good field position here.
I don't think Coach Ed wanted that kick there. I think he wanted it a little more downfield.
Yeah, you wonder that, or if he wanted to see if Andrew could pop it up a little bit higher, that little lob wedge action, and just give your guys a chance to run underneath it.
Pretty good field position for the Spartans.
All right, so Spartans with a similar look the Eastlake's employed here with a tight end and an H-back, and they're going to do that little delayed handoff inside.
Oh, missed tackle by
a few guys.
A few guys there.
Yeah. Number 5 proves to be a tough guy to bring down, not only to locate him, but once he makes contact is able to pick up a few more. It moves the change for the Spartans into Eastlake territory, and they just flip 44-yard line. So gain of 12 there for the Spartans. Spartans have their timeouts, haven't been using them. All right, Skyline back to pass here. They're looking deep. That ball's way up there.
Pick off. Oh, I think Andrew slipped on the pick, and there comes a flag.
I think everybody slipped on that, and we've got a flag on the far sideline. Not sure what for. That's Case and Goldie out there on the coverage. Excuse me.
I'm not quite sure, because Andrew fell down. The receiver came over top of him to get it.
Clock is all the way down now to 18 seconds, Jim, which if there is a penalty on the defense here, we'll let the officials sort this out and tell us what's happening, but if there is a penalty on the defense, they don't add seconds back onto the clock. All right, now that might be Eastlake's best defender as we get very deep here into the second quarter. And Andrew Grant's clapping up there.
Yeah, this
they're going to wave
boundary
off
side
the
judge,
flag.
they pitch it up. I think that's exactly that boundary side umpire right there, or judge. I bet he called pass interference, and then they huddled and picked it up. So no foul on that play.
Incidental contact or whatever.
Yeah, like I said, Andrew had that ball picked off all the way, and then he slipped.
Okay, so Skyline resets now back to the Eastlake 44. It'll be 2nd down and 10 when they come up the line. Wolves stay in the same 4-2 defense with 5 defensive backs. That's Jack Crandall in the flat on the bottom of your screen there, standing next to Andrew Grant. He's the closest to you, folks. Andrew hops back outside the numbers here. He's matched up on 22. Clear out to the boundary. Trips to the right for Skyline now. Back to pass. Here comes the rush.
Another
Ball's up in the air.
Long ball for Andrew right there.
Yeah, Andrew sits
picked
under
it
that.
off. I knew that was coming. Just waiting for it, Coach. He sat back there like a left fielder. Just sitting there waiting for it.
The only place he can't get beat deep is over the top here, Jim. He just sags off and basically in a very deep, 3-deep zone and just lets the ball come to him. No problem.
Well done, Andrew Grant. Welcome back.
So Andrew with the pick. There's 12 seconds left for the Wolves. Got to imagine they'll be content to just probably take a knee here and run out the clock, but we'll see if they decide to run a play. Wolves lead 8-0. And they will be kicking off to start the second half, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't forget, folks, coming up at the half, we've got this week's edition of The Den with David Oliphant and Jeremy Budish talking to varsity players, pulling back the curtains a little bit and showing you how they make the sausage up there with the big guys. That's The Den coming up in just a few seconds.
Timeout, Sparty.
All right, so Skyline burns a timeout here. They want to make sure they've got their defense set for just in case.
And this week's Den, I think, was last year or this year's juniors. This will be a good one. So that's a good group of players that we got going in there, and so that'll be fun to watch. Yeah, it's a good time to mention one of our sponsors here. Kinsen & Kinsen, once again, they're just an outstanding sponsor for Wolves football and WFA. This year, this Friday, the team at Kinsen & Kinsen is going to raise a flag at the varsity game here. So we'll be
that's fantastic.
Yep, that'll be a fun thing to see. Again, special thanks to the folks at Kinsen & Kinsen. So Sparty heads back out here to the field with about 12 seconds left here. See what they got.
Well, Jim, as we wind it down here before the halftime adjustments, if you're Coach Ed Kenny, what's your message to your team?
Well, I think the toughness that we've been playing on the front line, Coach, and basically the north-south that we're running with the football, I think is a big message I would send if I was in the locker room.
Okay. So Connor takes a knee. Clock winds. I think it's going to tick down all the way here. And there's all kinds of stuff happening because the clock suddenly is at 30 seconds. We've got a horn. Folks, we're calling it halftime. The officials say it's halftime. We say it's halftime. All right, folks. Stay tuned. Here comes The Den.
Get ready for another week of Eastlake Wolves football. The excitement starts now with an amazing pregame show live from The Den. Here are your hosts, David and Jeremy.
Welcome, guys. We are starting Week 5 interview pregame show, The Den, with Dave Oliphant and myself, Jeremy Budish. Tonight, we have a host of the Eastlake Wolves offense and defensive line players. Tonight, we have Brady Painter, Jimmy Reed, Ryder Paterno, Mason Flynn, Caden Eaton, James Ort III, and Logan Karsh joining us tonight. Dave Oliphant normally would have his camera on. He flew in late tonight from Omaha, had a delayed flight, so he is in transit to Sammamish. And so he is going to take the safe route and not have his camera on tonight. But Dave is joining us as he's making that drive for the interview. So welcome, guys. Appreciate you guys all making the time to join us tonight for our pregame interview for Week 5. So we're getting ready for one of the biggest games of the season, at least up on the plateau, the Battle of the Plateau. And we thought it would be fitting to get some of the linemen on here and just talk about, different aspects of that game and the season and how we've gotten to where we are today. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the questions. So my first question, I'll start with Mason Flynn. How would you describe the chemistry among the linemen this season, Mason?
I would say our chemistry is very strong. We've grown a lot on and off the field. I'd say we all trust each other to do our jobs. And I'd say we keep it fun at practice. I think that's what boosts our chemistry a lot.
Great. I think that's right. I mean, we've seen the line be, very effective this year, a very succinct unit, and I would agree with that. Mr. Ort, how about you? What are your thoughts on the chemistry amongst the line this season?
I'd say our chemistry is pretty tight. We've got a really good brotherhood, and then I just think through like our interactions at school and like on the field, it just like boosts confidence for like each other on the field, and it just helps us succeed. Agreed.
No, I think, we had a chance earlier this season to talk to Finn Waldron and Henry, and, they both echoed the same thing. And they talked about, really that brotherhood and the grit that you guys have developed in the off season and then in the preseason. And we're definitely seeing that this year in the performance of the line. So that's great. Let's jump to question 2. I alluded to it as I kicked us off. We got a couple of longtime Eastlake families, the Painters and the Reeds. What does, and we'll start with Brady, what does the Battle of the Plateau rival mean to you personally?
Well, it's a pretty big tradition, like we've been battling these guys every single year since youth, and just to play them on their homecoming game, it's pretty big. Like I have some friends at Skyline, just so if we beat them, when we beat them, it'll just be just a big game and lots of fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Brady, this is David here. If I could just add on that, Brady, I think about you last year. You missed a season. You had a rough injury. I think about all the way back to 8th grade, and we played Skyline. Some of these same seniors, 2026 seniors. I think most of you guys remember that game like yesterday. We were at Redmond High School, first game of the year. We hadn't beat Skyline. We had tied them a couple times, and then we had the COVID year we missed. And Brady, you had a huge game that year, I remember. And I think about fast forward to now, you missed last year. What is this game on Friday night in front of their crowd, their homecoming? What does it mean to you as an individual going into this week?
It means a lot. Like I'm just super pumped and excited to be back. I worked hard over this whole off season just to get back and play this game. So I'm super pumped, super excited to play this.
Jimmy.
I feel like this rivalry has been going on since youth football, and I feel like it's very important to everyone on our team because it's like very impactful, and when we win, it's going to be great.
Yeah, both of us agree. I mean,
let's go.
I remember that 8th grade game over at Redmond High School. The mood going into the game. I mean, I think a little bit of anxiousness on our team's part, right? Because we had not beaten, Skyline to date. And, that decisive win over there, at Redmond High School really kind of set the tone for that season where that youth team went to the championship game. So I think, great things are coming out of this team this year also.
Mm-hmm.
So James, jumping to you. You playing both sides of the ball, how does that shape your mindset going into a game like this?
Really just comes down to what my job is on both sides of the ball. It's definitely a lot of work, but I just know like if I do my job correctly and I do it right, it will impact the rest of the boys and it will like come out for a positive outcome for the rest of the team. And it's just definitely more thinking, more time spent into the game. It's just more mental preparation.
Great. Agreed. I think, obviously, you're playing, tight end on the offensive side. You're playing D end on the defensive side. A little shout out to you. I mean, your first, varsity touchdown in that first game, that was a huge thing for you. So congrats to that also. So let's jump over to Logan and Ryder, right? Two guys coming off of a huge game against Woodinville last week. I think Logan had 2 sacks last week, leads the team in sacks. Ryder had a huge standout game. Ryder, you're a first-year player and, coming in and really contributing to the team. As you guys look at this game, what's the energy like in the locker room knowing it's Skyline's homecoming? We'll start with Ryder and then we'll go to Logan.
I think we're all really excited for the rivalry and ready to give it our all. And also knowing it's their homecoming has them coming in confident. So we're really going to have to bring it and play hard the whole game.
Hey,
How about
Ryder,
you, Logan?
this is David. How tall are you really? How tall are you really?
I'm just I'm at 6'6".
and I don't know what your wingspan is, but you had a batted down ball this last week, and Jeremy and I up are in the booth. You never know what to trust on everyone's bios, but you look like a force out there. And as a first year player, so fun to watch you batting balls and getting back there in the backfield.
Thank you.
Yeah, Logan, let's switch to you. You're a junior player, had a great season last season on the JV squad, coming into your, kind of your first varsity, playing time, and had a huge game last week. What's your thoughts on the energy in the locker room knowing it's Skyline's homecoming?
Yeah, kind of like with what Ryder said, I think that everyone's super dialed in and there's a general understanding that, we need to get this done because it's going to be probably the most important game of our entire season.
Agreed. I think, Skyline's having a good season. They got a good squad. It's the battle of the plateau. And so it means something, not only are they our enemies, if you will, but they're also our neighbors. So, the bragging rights coming into the game and coming out of the game is a big thing, sets the tone for next year. Let's jump over to, again, Ryder and then Jimmy Reed. We'll start with Ryder. When you're looking at game film of Skyline, what are you preparing for?
One thing I've seen from them is that they're probably going to be, or I know they're going to be really physical up front, especially when it's a rivalry game. That the energy is going to be super high between us. There'll be a lot of tension. And so we need to up our physicality and play 4 quarters of high energy football.
100% agree. I mean, they, when you go look at and break down their stats, they're also a pass heavy game, right? And so I think, making sure that, on the defensive side of the ball, we're physical and we're getting the pressure we need on the quarterback because you guys have watched film, so have I. He likes to throw the ball. He's effective when he throws the ball. But it also looks like when we get pressure on him, we can definitely get him rattled a little bit. So, how about you, Jimmy? You've had a couple of big games. Let me ask you. I mean, same question Dave asked a Ryder. You're a big, tall guy. What's your actual height?
Like 6'4".
6'4". Yeah, I mean, 2 guys up
okay,
on
folks,
the.
Welcome back from the Den. Those of you who stuck around to take a look at that, you can catch the rest of that broadcast on Wolves Football on YouTube. We get ready to start things up here in the third quarter. Back, as always, with the president, Jim Ort.
Thank you, Coach. It's always good to be back with the best color man in the business.
So the Wolves enjoy an 8-0 lead as we are set to get underway here in the third quarter, and they'll be kicking it away to the Spartans, who will be moving right to left on your television screen.
Well, I hope after that break there, we've got a good game plan to stick with it.
Rain seems to have subsided for a few minutes at any rate.
It's good.
Getting a little bit dark here, but still just a lovely October evening for football out here. And the Wolves come out with Andrew Grant ready to kick it off here.
broadcast online, Coach, the score keeps going up.
It's great to score when you don't even possess the ball, Jim. So here comes Grant to boot it away. He'll put toe to leather. And here we are.
Good kick there.
Deep kick down the sideline of the Wolves side of the field. Skyline stacked up at their own 35 and
Nice
might
block.
fall forward to the 36.
Looks like Finn was right there to greet him. Didn't get much. Or no, that was Goldie.
That's Case and Goldie with a very sure tackle out on the sideline, and the Spartans will have it at their 35-yard line. The official tosses the ball over to Case and says, "Thanks, nice tackle, kid. Take this ball, get it out of here."
Well, see, we come out of that break, still being tough,
So,
laying down the trenches here.
so it looks like a little change in the defense. We got Abanov Macha now in at the right end to start the second half. Still got Charlie over on the other side. Same set of DBs and linebackers. Spartans open with twins to either side.
Pulls
It's
it
a
off
fake
the cap.
handoff. Roll
Checked
right.
it.
Throw into the flat. Crandall with the tackle gets a little help from, I think that was Andrew Grant
Andrew
coming up
Grant
to
on
help
that
finish
side.
it off,
Came
but
up
the
on
Spartans
that.
pick up 6 on first down. And that flat's been there for them, Jim.
Yep.
They've run that little rollout pass to the flat, and they've been able to catch the ball in some space and at least get some positive yards pretty consistently with that play tonight. They'll bring up a 2nd and 4 for Skyline now and operating from their right hash.
I suspect we'll see a little more of that. Now they have had some success.
What we haven't really seen the Spartans do is just test the middle of that line with straight ahead stuff. It's been a little bit of misdirection and counter. They got 2 men in motion now. They're going to try to get that
There was
reset.
a little- I think there was men. I think they were moving there.
Yeah, they've got it. That second guy who came set again needs to be set for 1 second to establish himself. They just snapped the ball too soon. That was like the old Scooby-Doo play, Jim. They'd have gotten away with it too.
Yeah. I think he was a little antsy to get going there.
So the Spartans' confusion is the Wolves' gain as they back the ball up 4 yards. That'll set up a 2nd and 9 now. Our executive producer Sean Crandall just said, and this is good producing, folks. This is just good football. You have to take 100 off of our score.
Yeah.
All right, there we have it. Wolves 8, Skyline nothing here. Early third quarter. Skyline
Same
with
play
their
back,
twins
man,
on
motion.
either side.
Yep.
Same motion, man. They fake a little screen
Oh,
out
Charlie
to him.
just about had
Charlie
him right
Jensen.
there. Just missed him. Literally just missed him.
And I think they're going to get Chris Brookshire for spinning the quarterback out of bounds.
Oh,
That's unfortunate, but he needs to let go right there. That's his mistake, and he's going to have to apologize to his teammates for that. Sorry, guys, I just cost us a first down. Not a very aggressive toss, but the officials are talking it over. You wonder if they might pick that one up, but because that happened clearly out of bounds, I think they're going to get him. Yep, they got him for the personal foul. So good job rallying to the football. Not so great on the execution at the end there. Sidelines never miss tackles.
No.
So I'll give their Spartans their biggest gain. At least here early in the second half, Jim, and they'll move it over to the Wolves side of the 50 now.
It's a lot of energy, Christopher was making that, running that sideline, and I just think once you get in there, it's just, a yard and a half, and not much gap.
All right, so the Spartans are going to have it now, 1st and 10 inside the Wolves' territory with the
The
ball
counter on the
juggled
inside
on
there.
the. Oh my goodness!
Goldie misses him there. Got to get those tackles. Macha hangs down to him finally.
Silas Malama along the left side. Good enough for his
Almost lost that ball in the exchange there.
Yeah, that was a heck of a recovery by Skyline and a fortuitous bounce. So that ball ends up on the carpet and it's anybody's.
Yep.
But Matula, I believe is his name, the running back for them, number 5, able to come up with it and find a bunch of space. The Wolves are going to have to try to crunch that down inside, and you just like to see those guys up front get penetration and keep their eyes up and find the football.
Our backers took off pretty quick. I'd like them just to have a half second watching him, making sure they exchange.
All right, this quarterback run all the way. 10 rolls out. He's never even looks
Jack
downfield.
Crandall just throws a clothesline on him.
But not
Just
before
clotheslined him there.
before he picks up 10 yards, Jim, and that'll be another first down for Skyline. They move it to the Eastlake 34, and they've got something cooking here early in the second half.
Coach, you know, when you see those linebackers move like that, particularly George has got good eyes on it. He sees it, he tracks it, but he's getting picked off right at the last minute by a blocker. I'd like to see him get around that and then make his attack.
Well, Jim, if security is a thing up here, we've got it now. There's a black belt in booth. We want to give a shout out to the youngest Goldie. She's scarfing down some pizza, but I know if any bad guys came, she'd have our back.
Are we safe in here?
She's really a black belt, folks. That's no joke.
Oh, another missed tackle.
Here comes Skyline right up the middle now. Spartans push it forward to the 15. Their sideline is fired up. They fall inside the 15 of the 14 of the Wolves, and that'll be another Skyline first down. They've got a first and 10.
Yeah, they're running over our tackles there. We're just missing. We got to grab legs. We're trying to grab shoulder pads.
Well, when pad level comes up, usually a sign of some fatigue, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen Big Jack or Julian come off the field yet tonight. And when you're the big guys down there in the trenches, that's some tough work.
A lot of work. And they ran right up those two seams right there. I'd like to see them get down there lower.
So Twins either side here for Skyline. They motion 15 across. It's going to be an inside
Same
handoff.
play
Number 2. They force the bounce.
There was a hit there.
And he gets cleaned up.
Nice run to the right side. Number 2, Coach.
Picks up 4 on the play, but pays a price for it. Wolves with a very sure tackle out there.
Boyanna Grant or George Hunkins just laid shoulder pad on shoulder pad.
Second 5 for Spartans.
That was a hard 4 yards for him.
So one thing Skyline's done pretty consistently tonight, Jim, that I'm seeing is they're using the wide side of the field and they're creative about getting it. Sometimes they're going straight at it. The quarterback rolling out to his wide side, especially to his right. He has that threat to throw because he's a right-handed quarterback. But then even when they're tight to that side, they might run a little counter or misdirection to try to fool somebody. Now they run a right on cue. They run a little shovel pass into the boundary, and that gets shut down in a hurry.
Charlie just took his blocker, pushed him off, got his inside arm in. That runner came right. He was right there waiting for him. It was well done. Charlie would have worked through that.
So Jensen with the sure tackle stacks him up for looks like about a loss of 1 there. Jim will call it 2nd and 11, or excuse me, third down. Third down now, and
I don't think there was any gain on that. Maybe you're right, Coach. I think that was a loss.
Yeah, 3rd down and about 6 now.
We got to tighten this up right here. Let's not give away something in the end zone.
Spartans back to the Wolves' 10-yard line. We got Twins out to the boundary.
Reverse. There's Big Jack trying to get in there. That's all I see. There's Matt right there by Hunkins.
Well,
I love that. Jack Orr, way to get through there.
George Hunkins makes the tackle. Jack Ort makes the play with tremendous penetration, turns the running back around. And here, let's take another look at that one, Jim.
Oh, yeah. Watch Cody come through
just
there,
a whiff. That block was like a screen door. Jack gives him chase, makes him run the hump, and George is there to clean it up.
Oh, boy, George cleaned that up nice.
That looked like what we wanted that old cup drill to look like, Jim. We had guys on all 3 sides of him. He was in a phone booth right there.
I love that. That was a good drill, Coach. That was a good drill. Well, this is going to be...
Well, this is interesting. It's 4th and a heck of a lot. I'm not sure anybody has something on their play sheet for this situation, Jim. The Spartans somehow can get a first down without scoring here. They've got it on the scoreboard as 4th and 18, 4th and 17. They're clear back to the Wolves' 22 or 23 yard line here. And they come out with Twins to either side. They're definitely going to be putting the ball up in the air.
So watch, you get some pressure. I like that pressure.
Wolves get some depth.
Right now. Ball dropped.
Andrew Grant, once again, the man on the scene, Jim. I thought that they might have had a little seam there. But Andrew does a great job of separating man from ball. You'll see the receiver flash open here. And Andrew's able to get a nice hit on him and just separate him from the ball right there at the end. That's a nice defensive play by number 20. Good to have you back, Andrew.
Yep, good to have him back.
Proving why we missed you. So the Wolves will take over here. 4:23 left in the 3rd quarter. And yes, folks, it is the 3rd quarter. We are after halftime. It's getting dark here. Last remnants of daylight out there to the west. And the Wolves take over at their 22. 1st and 10.
Let's keep that momentum rolling then.
Karsh breaks the huddle. He's going to have Twins to the left. Looks like that's Fin 7 down at the bottom to his right. Karsh goes with the hard count. Inside handoff.
George.
That's Hunkins met immediately.
Hunkins on the carry. Nice stop by number 5. Silas Milano.
Yeah, 5 closed that gap quick. He hit him square in the nose.
That's a big collision. Gain of 2 for the Wolves. Hunkins does a nice job there getting north and south and not dancing around. Just take what they give you. And when the defender ends up on his back, I'm going to say George got the better of that one.
I think he got the better of that one. That's exactly what I was going to say, Coach. I think George delivered that blow.
Yep. All right, twins to either side now for Karsh behind center. Hunkins offset right. Karsh is back to pass. He's looking up. He's got Frantella out in the flat.
Right
Frantella takes a big hit, but hangs on.
Gets a mark. That's a first down. Oh, it's a poor mark again.
So Frantella taken down immediately at the 31 by Skyline, but a pickup there of 7 on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Wolves.
Tell you what, that was I think that spot was about on the 34-yard line, maybe 33. I think we got.
Third and short for Eastlake.
I think it was Ed. I think Ed's arguing that too.
So Karsh back into the huddle now.
Good up front protection there, Coach. He gave Connor time to look down, check one receiver off, and come back down to his out.
Hey, he had choices there. It looked like he could have hit that wheel route coming up the sideline as well, but he takes Frantella on to underneath, sets up a 3rd and 1 here. Hunkins on the bubble.
I think he slipped on that. I don't think that was intentional.
Well, Wolves may have gone back to the well one too many times with that play call, Coach. They didn't fool anybody there, and most importantly, didn't fool the backside defenders. They stayed home, and Karsh gets taken down for a loss. That's going to make it 4th and 6 here.
Yeah, I didn't like that setup with Hunkins and that rollout to the near side boundary there. I think, if anything, it didn't really help us. There's all that real estate out there.
So the Wolves send on Jack Crandall now, and Matthew Fadul comes off. That can mean one thing and one thing only, Coach. We're punting. So the Wolves will punt from deep in their own end. They're at their own 26-yard line. And
I think we're missing one, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Connor should count him up, make sure he's got 11 before he takes the snap.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, boy.
Now we got to.
And the Wolves may be bailed out by a penalty here. Karsh is going to pick the ball up, take it out of the end zone. He's going to try to get up the sideline and get what he can, but
we got a flag that came out there, too.
There was nothing he could do on that. The snap was over his head. He needed to be a heck of a lot taller or bring a ladder, Coach.
I think
if this is a procedure play and a pre-snap penalty, they may reset it, but I think it's an illegal shift, and that will give the Spartans the Spartans get an illegal shift. They're going to decline that all day and take the ball very deep in the Wolves' end of the field. So a little bit of a special teams gaffe by the Wolves opens up a door for Skyline here. Good opportunity for the Spartans. They're going to take over in the red zone, I think.
Well, I think right now with the special teams, let's talk about one of our sponsors here.
Sure. They're special too.
Yeah, Brad Lee. I mean, we couldn't be happier with the team from Brad Lee.
Ball is spotted on the Eastlake 13-yard line.
So the Wolves defense out on the field and minus a earlier contributor, Andrew Grant, on the sideline now, flexing his left hand. Something's happened to Andrew. He's out of the game, so looks like I think that's Reese Wegworth checked in down there on a corner. Case and Goldie to the top of your screen. He's up there in space. Spartans have twins to either side. They're going to run the counter.
There's a hold on Macha. I'm not sure that didn't get called, but
another sure tackle from Hunkins coming up on that counter play. Stadium gave him a 2-yard gain, but I'm not sure he even got a yard there, Jim. Spartans still snapping from around the 10-yard line. Definitely second and long. Twins on either side, 15 in motion across.
Roll right.
And here comes the roll right once again, throwing out to the flat. And he's pounced on immediately.
In hot pursuit. Boy, he came over the top like Superman at him.
Down to the 9-yard line, that'll bring up 3rd down for Skyline.
So Skyline with a short gain on the flat pass there. Not much doing. The Wolves stand pretty stout. The ball's going to be spotted at the 9-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Spartans. They can make a first down without scoring, but this is a tight part on the field, Jim. I want to recognize while Skyline's in the huddle here, our friend Cheryl Hill at Compass Real Estate. Cheryl Hill, Compass Real Estate, helping some Amish neighbors find their place to call home. So the Spartans break the huddle, and they'll come out with their twins to either side, trying to keep the Wolves spread out here. 10 is back to pass. He's going to take off up the middle.
Oh, the Wolves hang on to him. There's a lot of Wolves coming back to that. A lot of real estate.
Wolves are saying they have it. Officials are indicating it's a first down.
Away. I definitely think he told that ball away.
Well, officials are winding the clock. That means the Skyline will retain the possession. And somehow they managed to get a first down without scoring, Jim. It never ceases to amaze me.
Well, we're going to the end of the third here, Coach, so we'll find out what's going to happen here in the fourth.
All right, we'll change ends. The Wolves are pinned against the goal line here, and they've got 1 yard of real estate to defend. And speaking of real estate, let's recognize our friends at Kinson & Kinson Homes. Thank you for your years of support to the Eastlake football program as well as other clubs and programs. That's Kinson & Kinson Homes, East Side and Seattle home experts.
Yeah, and Coach, while we change sides here, what a good time to thank Pine Lake Ale House again for all the years of support of Eastlake. And join us for breakfast on Saturday and Sundays. The Pine Lake Ale House, craft beverages, tasty eats, and good times. The atmosphere, the best atmosphere in town. Well, we got a good atmosphere here, Coach, that's for sure.
Well, the Wolves take an 8-0 lead into the fourth quarter, Jim, and Skyline threatening to get into that just a little bit here. They're only a yard out, and the Wolves defense is going to have to answer the bell here after the special teams mistake earlier. And the good news is the offense will get the ball back either way. So Wolves have a tall order here. We'll see if they can be equal to the task. Want to remind our viewers once again that this Friday night is homecoming at Eastlake High School. Game time 7 o'clock as always. And our good friends the Mount Si Wildcats come to visit. So the Wolves bring the defense out, and they're going to have to attack here, Jim.
There's nothing more than
haven't seen a lot out of the Wolves defense other than just base calls. But if ever you're going to send your linebackers and commit some extra bodies and create some chaos, now's the time. They need to just get hat on a hat. They don't have a true goal line package. They just need to attack right here.
Comes George
it's going to be a quarterback run.
There's a hole. I can't believe that didn't get called. I just can't believe. Well, let's look at the replay on that one for sure.
Well, we got a flag in the end zone here. There might be something going on. But yeah, definitely looked like there could have been a holdout there on the edge.
Charlie just had his arms wrapped around him.
Because that came out of the back of the end zone, Jim, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a dead ball penalty, but we'll see how the officials sort this out.
Probably a sportsmanlike.
And if they back Skyline up on the try, that definitely makes it a taller order for them to try to tie the game up here.
They're huddling over here. Skyline seems to
go ahead and run it. So we'll see a replay of that touchdown run here. You'll see what Coach was talking about.
Look at that hold.
Yeah.
Hold his jersey.
Got a hold of him right there.
Yes.
Wolves, I think, need to... and there's the penalty right there. Kaysen Goldie gets pancaked, and then number 22 is giving him the business.
Oh, I see.
And, that's just... you can't do that. You got to go celebrate with your teammates and enjoy that moment for sure, but enjoy it the right way. So...
Yeah.
It reminds me, and I know you've seen the film Slapshot because you're a hockey guy. But when they're interviewing the goalie in the beginning, go to the box, you feel shame. No penalty box in football, folks. We don't get to feel shame that way. But when your team's doing their PAT from the 18-yard line, that is the kind of thing that will draw the ire of coaches. And I'm pretty sure that young man is going to be maybe doing just a little bit of extra running tomorrow at practice. We'll see. So the Wolves once again on the scoreboard with 108 points. 8-6 Eastlake, PAT pending here for the Skyline Spartans. Trips to the right there for Skyline. Number 2 gets an early start for sure.
Here comes another ball. I think he's out of bounds.
Yep, catches the ball out of bounds, and it's on the ground anyways. He didn't survive the ground on the catch. That's incomplete.
Yeah,
and no points.
Yeah,
They go.
no points
they
in that,
they
so-
immediately spread out the Wolves and try to pick on that backup corner. That's Reese Wegworth in coverage, and Reese equal to the challenge. Did a nice job of funneling the receiver to the boundary, and if he did catch the ball, he was out of bounds anyways, very clearly indicated by the official. So
Yeah, and I think he dropped the ball, right? He didn't even carry the ball through the catch.
So we got a Skyline player down in the middle of the field back at the 25-yard line there, and we'll have a little stoppage in play. Great time for us to recognize a couple of our sponsors again. I want to say thanks to LBM Travel. LBM Travel, thank you for your support. Let Leanne Nanacool be your expert guide to travel and savings.
And again, Pepe, Coach, we want to thank the Pepe Material Handling folks. Really appreciate all the support they give Eastlake Wolves, the football program. New sponsor for this year. Looking forward to seeing them down the road.
I just say thanks to the Pepe Group for giving us Dave.
That's exactly right. We could both say that for sure.
Undeniable. That guy has so much energy and gives so much to the program. Coaching down on the farm with the youth kids. Does an excellent job with that, and just a great ambassador of Eastlake football.
And that makes a good point, Coach. This Friday at our varsity game at Mount Si, all youth players that wear their jerseys and come to the gate will get a free admission and a free hot dog when they join the game with us here. So if you can hear us or hear our voice, pass the word to our youth program, youth players. We'll see you at the front gate.
Not sure you can say no to a free hot dog. I know I have trouble with that, Jim.
I hope not. Well, Coach, I'd like to see a run back here. I mean, we haven't had the ball kicked to us, so see our up man can keep a block and then see if we can get some leverage. We got Goldie up here in the middle, Jack Crandall, Nico, and Finn. So we got good return. Connor and Hunkins in the back.
Well, Spartans kick it away from the middle of the field. 5 on either side. Ball's on the ground once again. They're going to let it skip back.
Jack Crandall.
That's picked up by Jack Crandall. He scoots up the right side.
Good run.
And able to get a nice little return all the way up to the Eastlake 44.
Yeah, about a 9-yard return, maybe 10.
Jack Crandall on the return.
Thought he made that edge here. I thought he was going to get a break there and get down the sidelines.
With the tackle.
It looked like he only had one man to beat, but that one man had the angle on him. So Wolves take over here. 1st and 10 from their 44. And Jim, the way this game has gone, I just have to think, number one, the Wolves will operate at their typically very deliberate pace. And if they can pay this one off, it might just be enough.
Pound it down, grind the clock.
Everybody wants to win their rivalry game, right? If you're going to go one for the season,
You're going down one. That's the
you
one.
want to beat the one that's right next to you, and there's nothing better than Skyline Eastlake.
Skyline with a traditional 4 front.
All right, empty backfield now for Karsh. Okay.
Boy, they sniffed that one out.
Yeah. Hunkins tries to get it on the little jet sweep, but that really didn't have a chance. He was having to run awfully far backwards just to try to get something going, and big loss for the Wolves. They lose 10 on 1st down. That's gonna bring up a check that. That's a loss of 13 on the play. That's gonna bring up 2nd and 23 for the Wolves.
That's a loss of 14. 2nd and long for Eastlake.
Yes. Concession line. I got it. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Crandall checks into the game at running back now for the Wolves. They'll come out with twins to the right. Case and Goldie near to us on the left side of the formation. He's going to motion across. They're going to fake the jet sweep. Connor's going to run in behind the line, but not much doing there for the Wolves.
Not much there.
I don't think the Skyline Spartans were fooled at all by that. Connor's able to fall forward to pick up a couple, but the Wolves now in a 3rd and very, very long, and now what you're looking for is just can you get a chunk of yards here and make it 4th and plausible.
And really, don't abandon the run game yet. I just don't. Let's just get back in there and control that line of scrimmage.
So Karsh back to the huddle.
8 minutes and rolling, Coach.
It's an amazingly small amount of time to come off of the
delay a game.
Yeah, they call it delay a game. That's an amazingly small amount of time to come off of the scoreboard in the time it took 2 running plays that finished inbounds there. Yeah. So Wolves with another self-inflicted wound here, backs them up another 5.
Got the play. We should just be able to roll it.
They're going to be looking at a 3rd and 24 or 25 here. This is just no man's land. Officials having to remind the scoreboard up there to please wind the clock. Karsh goes deep. He's got Nico Frantel over the middle on the post, and that's a catch and run. It's a first down for the Wolves.
Well done, Nico.
Well, just when they needed to dial long distance, they found the right area code, Jim.
They found a good combination there, Coach. Nico down the middle of the side, right through the seam there. Got the ball. The ball was released well. Flew right into his hands. Well done,
see Macha check up underneath here, and Nico keeps running vertical and splits the safeties. He's able to get a huge gain for the Wolves, and most importantly, a first down. So the Wolves into Skyline territory now at the Spartan 38, right in the middle of the field, and Karsh is back into the huddle for the offense, directing traffic.
Big time play, big time catch, Coach.
That's a heck of a throw and a catch. Nico doing a good job with the ball security there, too. Crandall takes the handoff, goes in the middle of the line, but there's immediate penetration, and the Spartans just rally to the ball, and Jack had no chance.
A lot of lost blocks on that one, Coach. Just letting men off blocks. That's what's going to happen.
So fatigue may be setting in here. 4th quarter time, and it's the Wolves back themselves up again. We love a challenge. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Wolves now. Karsh takes the play from head coach Ed Kinney out near the 50, sprints across the field back into the huddle. He'll give the guys the direction. Skyline getting pretty excited over there, Jim. Might be a really good time for Connor to try that hard count again, see if he can use their excitement against them. Pick up 5 the cheap way, smart way, however you like to call it.
Just jamming the box in there. There's just so much space out there. We're past that first.
Well, they tried. It doesn't work. Inside handoff to Hunk. He finds some room over the right side. Gets to the sideline. 1 man to beat. He gets out of a tackle. Cuts it back across the grain. He's in open space. He's got Charlie Jensen in front of him. And he's going to go to the house, Jim. Touchdown, Hunkins.
There's a flag coming in here. Again, we got another flag from this side official here. I have no idea what that's about.
I got George Hunkins' mom in front of us asking if she was cheering too loud. I don't think there's such a thing, Maggie. We'll take it. We'll take it. Go Wolves. Here we go.
This side judge, Coach, I'm not sure why he threw that flag. I don't know if it was...
Could be a sideline warning if the box space wasn't cleared out, but it looks like they're keeping the ball down at that end of the field. And this would be a dead ball foul. They should get a warning. Not sure if they marked George out short of the goal line. The pylon toppled over as he got there. And, folks, I got to be honest with you. My middle-aged eyes, that's a long way to look. I'm pretty sure he got in. But
holding?
Well, 13 was holding onto the ball, so that's tricky.
I heard him say 13, but I don't know what it was about. Out of bounds?
Okay, so it's very similar to what happened at the other end of the field. So there's a touchdown is scored. We get an unsportsmanlike on the Wolves. Not sure what happened there. We'll sort that out if we can.
He spiked it. I think Coach is what they're calling.
Well, we may as well be playing in the NFL, Jim. No fun league. Okay. So the Wolves get the same chance the Spartans did, taking their PAT from the 18-yard line. A low probability play, but we'll see what Coach Ed Kinney can dial up here for the Wolves offense and see if they can possibly give themselves a two-score lead here.
Well, like the grittiness of that last play, Coach, the way they came around the side, George just nose to the end zone. He wasn't going to stop. I'd like to watch our boys down the field making their downline blocks, too.
Great to see the linemen working downfield, finding work. So the Wolves 14, Skyline 6. Here comes the PAT. Connor's back to throw. Flips it out to Hunkins in the flat. He's got a chance. Then it closes down in a hurry.
I'm not sure how he got it.
Yeah.
If there was ever a horse headed for the corral, that was it.
Hard-earned yards, but not enough. He needed 18. He got about 8, and the Wolves will settle for an 8-point lead here. It's Eastlake 14, Skyline 6. 6 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the fourth. And Skyline's going to put their offense back out there after the Wolves kick it away to them.
Well, again, while we wait for the kickoff here, we want to thank one of our newer sponsors, Brad Lee, for on the east side here. Brad Lee Appliances, good service. We want to thank them again this year for joining the WFA and the Wolves football here. We had a great auction this weekend, Coach, and Brad Lee the team there was kind enough to donate some pretty good gifts for us, and that was real thankful for that. So again, thanks to Brad Lee and their sponsorship.
I also want to thank our friends Kinson and Kinson Homes. Thank you for your years of support to the Eastlake football program as well as other clubs and programs. That's Kinson and Kinson Homes, East Side and Seattle's home experts. And folks, if you haven't met Debbie Kinson, she's just a delight.
One of the best. One of the best. One of the friends of the family for sure.
I look forward to seeing them raise the flag this week. That's pretty cool.
It is going to be cool.
All right, so Grant back into the game. Good. He shook off the hand thing. He's ready to kick. I guess you don't need your hands to kick it away.
Just a wave. Just a wave to his mom.
All right, Grant checks both sides. He approaches the ball, toe to leather. Here we go. Ball's up.
Little spinner. Oh, there's an opportunity right there. There's an opportunity. That ball's live. That ball's live. There you go. Good tackle.
It's a nice tackle by Nico Frantella to grab an ankle in passing. Yep. And Skyline takes over, but inside their own 30, they'll have it at the 29. Ball was on the ground for a moment there. And when you're one of those special team gunners, Jim, you've just got to go down there breakneck, right?
Downhill running. Probably one of our fun things to do during coaching was during our week's coaching was when we got to do our special teams, our kickoff, our kick return, and that was always a lot of fun. We got the big line in front here. Let's see if we can get some pressure on them.
So up front, it's going to be Macha and Jensen on the ends with, it looks like, Ort and
Cody.
Is that Cody out? Okay, so Cody. So Macha slides inside with Ort. Cody's out on an edge.
And Jack's in the slot out there.
Still got Brookshire and Hunkins at the linebackers. And across the back line, it looks like the starters are back out there. Karsh moves to a deep center field, handoff inside to number 5. He breaks it outside. He finds some space.
Well, he ran a lot of space, and I thought 3 guys just looked at him.
You know what, Jim? That backside has been there tonight repeatedly, and Hunkins does make the tackle, but not before the Spartans move the chains, and they'll have it up to their own 42. We got an Eastlake player down. Yeah, the Wolves are going to have to learn how to recognize that counter play, and they just need to condense the interior of that line, right? So that way you have your nickel and your strong safety and your linebackers able to flow to the ball a little bit better. Right now it's just a little too cluttered. I don't think they're able to diagnose.
And to squeeze that in, gets that runner to come back into where George is waiting or Christopher's waiting.
Well, that's just it. We want to try to funnel the action back into the middle where the most bodies are. And the Wolves have struggled with that tonight. They've been opportunistic at times, but the Spartans have had a lot of room to operate in a lot of situations, and it's got to be frustrating for the defenders and for the coaches. Just trying to find the recipe for shutting that down.
Well, let's take a second here to thank another one of our great sponsors, Cheryl Hill at Compass Real Estate, helping Sammamish neighbors, families find their place to call home. Cheryl and her son Riley are super good people, and we're super glad to have them as a booster here for us, as well as one of our key sponsors. So thanks to Cheryl Hill and Compass Real Estate.
So 5:50 left here in the fourth, Jim, and Skyline's going to have a first down once we resume play. Wolves defense looking for some answers right now. They pitched a shutout in the first half, but Skyline able to score on a short field in the earlier part of the quarter here, and
I'd like to see him play, keep them in the box, make them, use a lot of that field, but not give up just big gashing plays. Sure, he's down, so I can't see it.
It looks like it's a stinger. Not a
all right, I think that's Andrew Grant down there calling up into the stands.
It's a stinger. our kids saw him come up like this, and you know everybody thinks that's a concussion. So I just want you to spell on it. Yeah.
So the medic, or we have a trainer on the field out there, so that's good. And I guess there's some precautionary stuff being done right now.
With the stoppage in play, the Wolves will try to regroup here, and obviously need to find somebody to fill in over on that corner for Andrew, but
he's up and standing here. That's a good sign.
He's going to walk off on his own power. That's always the best thing to see.
I see his hands and feet moving pretty good here, so maybe we just got a stinger. But it's good to see Andrew walking. Let's rally around that. We got to get that gap filled now, but let's play tough in the front.
So the Wolves break their huddle at the 50-yard line, right on the number there, and jog it out.
42-yard line.
Coach, what do you think Skyline wants? You're gonna keep trying to do that.
I think they're going to keep trying to work to the wide side of the field. I think they believe they have an overall speed advantage, and that as long as they get hats on the proper defenders, they're going to have room to operate. What's going to happen for the Wolves up front is they just need the front four to step up here and really collapse this whole operation. Counterplay once again. Right here comes Hunkin shooting a gap, and he didn't get fooled that time.
That's right, Coach. Hunkin's read that. I'm glad he stayed home and watched that the whole way.
So you'll see him diagnosed right here, and the play doesn't even go to his side, but he's so dang fast he gets there first. And as soon as he shoots that gap, that's ball game. Yeah, that's a ball game.
So that's a loss of 2 there by the looks of it, Coach.
Yep, looks like the Spartans have it back on their own 40. It's going to be 2nd and 12 now, and the Wolves hopefully will continue to show a little determination here and find their way off the field as a defense and get the ball back into the hands of Karsh and the offense. 2nd and 12, twins to either side for the Spartans. They got back to pass. They're going to go deep up the left sideline. They got a receiver coming open. There's some incidental contact out there, and the official's hat is off. You see the official hat off. That means the receiver ran out of bounds. So even if he catches it right there by rule, I don't know, Jim, that he'd be allowed to catch it, be the first guy to touch it.
Yeah, right. I think he can't. I think in high school you can't come in bounds like that. So I'm not sure that would have been a catch even if he would have done that.
So the officials having trouble spotting the ball all night. Mark it back up to the original line of scrimmage. Now they'll move it back to the 40. It's going to be 3rd and 12 still for the Spartans.
That rain delay, I think, threw him off a bit, Coach. I think everything's a little 2 more inches for him.
That's tough for us guys who wear glasses. Once it gets rainy, you need windshield wipers. All right, they fake the handoff up inside. Charlie Jensen. Charlie Jensen in pursuit, but the quarterback able to turn the corner.
He was out of bounds before the 49. If they spot that,
they're going to mark it forward, though. They're going to mark it forward. And
it's a terrible
they're going to say
spot.
it's a 4th down, but it's 4th and inches. So Jensen had some penetration.
That was a
didn't take
spot
quite the right angle. Quarterback able to outrun him, but
he was under the 49 when he came off. His foot was on that white line right there. We didn't get a chance to get the replay, but that's exactly where he put. Charlie had a good angle at him, but just didn't have the speed to get to him.
So, Jim, I'm looking right down at the box, and he is not even a foot away from the first down line to gain. If ever there was a time to try to pinch the middle here, maybe slant to the field, and maybe try to loop somebody in behind it or crash over the top. But you want those inside A and B gaps. You've got to have those pinched off here. So the Wolves are all hunched up in front. Here they come, trying to be drawn off by a hard count. Spartans come.
Oh, George is through there.
All right, so Nico Frantella makes the tackle, but not before the Spartans move the chain.
Oh, Christopher was through that line, too. Just couldn't get to him. He had him beat.
That comes down to angles, Coach. That is simply angles. Wolves need to understand what the Spartans are trying to do to them and then beat them to the spot.
We're running a stop clock here. I'm not quite sure what our scorekeepers are doing over there. But.
So the Spartans doing everything they can with a little home cooking here. They've got it 1st and 10 at the Wolves' 43. Twins to either side. Here's the snap. They're back to pass. They're looking right, throwing right. Catch is made out of bounds. Short gain. That's number 11. He gets out of bounds at the Wolves' 39. That's a gain of 4 on 1st down.
4:23 and rolling.
2nd 5.
I'll check that far side now. Let's see Crandall. They got that little receiver out there.
Inside handoff.
Macha just let him.
Yeah. The problem there is Macha's not the in, Jim. He had good penetration. He's playing tackle at this point. They got to seal off that edge on that side. Just got caved in, and there was all kinds of room to run after that.
Yeah. Like to get those big arms of Macha's around him.
The Wolves are struggling with eye discipline right now on defense, right? They're doing a lot of chasing, and they're not playing in their spots. They need to stay home. That time, Cody Peck just takes a bit of a gamble, bite into the inside, and Wolves pay a pretty big price. So 1st and 10 for the Spartans at the Wolves 21. We're getting late into the fourth quarter here, inexplicably still on the long side of 4 minutes. I don't know how this clock doesn't tick, but
I don't know.
But at this point, we'll take it because I think it's actually going to benefit the Wolves when they get their offense back on the field.
Yeah, Eastlake called a timeout here. I don't think Coach Ed liked this lineup there.
Timeout, Eastlake.
So the Wolves rally to the sideline, and they'll try to sort out some stuff. I'll tell you what, Jim, this is a good time to think about sorting things out. We should sort it out down at the Pine Lake Ale House. I want to say thank you.
Place.
Thank you, Pine Lake Ale House. Thank you for your years of support to Eastlake High School. Please join us for breakfast Saturdays, Sundays at the Pine Lake Ale House. Jim, they've got craft beverages. They've got tasty eats. They've got good times.
There's nothing better, Coach.
It's the best atmosphere in town, Jim.
We learned to coach from there. And, Coach, if you're going to travel this year, I'd ask you to give LBM Travel at least a little consideration. Check in with Leanne and her team. Thank you for the support, LBM Travel. Let's Leanne Nautical be your expert guide to travel and sailings around the world.
Sailings and savings. I like the sound of that, Jim. I do love a bargain. So the Wolves run back out now. Skyline has it on a far hash. They've got twins to either side. They've been running out of that pretty much all night. It's an inside handoff, number 5. He gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, but he's gonna dance and sidestep and take it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Skyline. Must have been 3 or 4 missed tackles there, Jim. It looked like the Wolves had him dead to rights a couple of times. And, boy, you just want to tighten that up.
Right through the gap, right there. Missed tackle. Joe George just lost arm control. Well, George was in the gap.
Well, 4:02 remaining. It's Eastlake 14, Skyline 12. PAT pending. Of course, Skyline's going to go for 2 right here, looking for the tie, Jim. And, boy, you know what they've done all night? They've run that quarterback out to the right on the quarterback sweep, giving him the option to throw it, but really he's looking run all the way. Wouldn't be surprised to see that there. Also wouldn't be surprised to see him run their little counter to number 5, bounce it back to the left, because that's worked pretty darn well, especially here in the second half. Motion man for the Spartans coming across.
Get off.
And the Wolves jump into the zone.
I think
Cody Peck is pointing a finger. He's saying that the Spartans moved. We'll see what happens here. Cody jumped and immediately pointed at the Spartans. That's good selling.
Yeah,
and they're going to move it back. That was a false start.
Well done on his part. That's a good defensive player right there.
That's very smart. We teach him that, right?
Yeah.
Hey, if you jump, start pointing, even if it is you. You might be able to sell it. And whether the Skyline Spartans moved there or not, they march back 5 yards. This makes the dynamic on the try totally different.
A lot different. Let's not get soft on it, though.
Boy, I'd love to see Abanov with those big long arms get some push, just slither through one of those gaps and try to get this guy turned away from where he wants to go. Quarterback is going to want to go right here. Don't let him. You got to get upfield on that left side of the line with Abanov and Charlie. Turn him back the way he doesn't want to go. Push him to his offhand and make him throw across his body.
Let's keep our ends disciplined. This is the time to do it. Attaboy, Cody. Just get there, give some space. Don't give him that wide side.
Hunkins comes on the blitz.
Here comes that roll.
Yep. He throws up top. And that's just tall over shorter. What can you do? Spartans convert. It's 14-14. Wolves had it well defended.
Yeah, I thought we had it. I thought it was going to get knocked down. All right, a lot of time here. So 4:02 left here in the fourth.
Well, it's a rivalry game. Would you expect anything less, Jim?
Nope. 0-0, as we say.
Jim, we got a call from a viewer with an anonymous tip expressing a little disappointment. I'm going to clean this up, but Little disappointment for some of the Eastlake faithful that they were supposed to have a JV football game on Monday, but apparently after agreeing to play, Skyline had other plans. Pulled the plug on it, and I think it's got some folks a little disappointed. But hopefully the Wolves C team here can find a way to get down the field and extract some measure of revenge on behalf of the Wolves Nation.
Yeah, I think all of our squads here, we always appreciate our opponents, but it was a disappointment we couldn't play Skyline at our JV this year. One of our best huddle man inside there, coach, is showing his voice now.
So the Wolves are going to get the ball back here with 4 minutes and a little bit of change. They've got some timeouts left. And as we've seen this year, they're always just a play away. You never know. But they have a chance to put an exclamation point on this one and walk out of here with a victory over their rivals to the south, Battle of Platopia. And I don't think they could have asked for a better script.
All right, Coach, I think we get us a return here. Like Jack Crandall was just about 2 steps from busting one the last time.
Well, Skyline's kicked short all night. It's been the upbacks that have handled the kicks because Skyline isn't kicking it super deep to Karsh or to Hunkins. So we'll see how this one develops. Spartans have 5 to either side. They kick it off right out of the middle of the field.
We had an offside.
Once again on the ground, but it will get to the back line this time. Takes a cherry hop. That's Hunkins, picks it up, dances right.
And
he's got some room up the sideline.
Come around
one
the
man
edge.
to beat. Isn't able to beat him, but he gets the ball all the way out to midfield for the Wolves.
That should have been called offsides, too. They had 2 of their players over their line.
So Hunkins comes up into the middle of this, is able to evade a couple of would-be tacklers, gets out behind the picket fence, and very, very nearly, Jim, off to the races right there.
Skyline was worried. They knew that there was a bit of a wall we had formed over there, Coach, and they were running down that sidelines.
So the Wolves will take over 1st and 10 from their own 49. They only need a yard to get into Skyline territory. And inexplicably, the clock didn't run for the kickoff. This is getting more interesting by the moment. Although time seems to be standing still. I always feel that way when I'm hanging out with you, buddy.
Yeah, it's good time. Especially we can hang like this. Wouldn't mind a little bit of time going down in a football game.
I guess if time's going to stand still, there's a place just a little bit north of here, but we can talk about that at the next break.
Over that rainbow.
Karsh into the huddle now for the Wolves. And it's starting to actually get loud in here.
It's getting to be a rowdy bit of a game here at our...
All right, Wolves come out with twins to either side. They're in a pistol formation with Hunkins deep behind Karsh. Like to see the Wolves just run straight ahead here. It's a bootleg for Karsh. He goes out to the right. He's got a catch on the sideline.
He called him
out
of bounds.
They said Macha caught the ball out of bounds. Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. You get a replay on it. I just find
I think they fooled everybody, including the official right there, Jim.
Yeah.
It looked like Macha caught that and got both feet down.
It looked like he had a 3-step bounce.
From here, it looked like a catch on Sundays, but nevertheless, the Wolves find themselves in a 2nd and 10, and Karsh back out to the huddle now for the Wolves. Oh, and we're getting the good old "we can't hear you" from the 20 Skyline students that are in attendance.
We'll be louder.
Official timeout now. That's the official signal timeout right there. They've got a Spartan tying his shoe. We got a wardrobe malfunction, and the officials are stopping the game for it. So now we resume action. Here come the Wolves with twins to the boundary, and they've got... that looks like Case and Goldie down at the bottom of your screen here. Motion man across, that's Frantella. Inside handoff to Hunkins. Dances, makes a guy miss. He's got number 5 hanging onto his shoestrings, but he's still able to crack off an 8-yard gain.
That was a real tough run there, Coach. That was all George Hunkins.
Yep, not a lot of room to operate there for George, but he's able to make a man miss in the backfield and get north and south in it.
We got our clock fixed here. I saw him take about 12 seconds off to get it corrected, so we're running 3:30 on that clock.
Well, Jim, that's one of those situations where as a running back, you get what you kind of think is chicken stuff, and you have to turn it into chicken salad. George does a nice job there of just making that a positive gain, but in the end, it ends up being an 8-yard gain, which is tremendous because it gives the Wolves a 3rd and short.
Love the hustle on the line up there.
Hunkins, inside handoff, bounces it right, comes around the right end. Able to pick up a yard maybe, but he's not going to move the chains with that.
Good stop by number 5, Cyrus Manama.
Got a hurt player, number 10.
And we got a Skyline Spartan player down, so we're going to take another official timeout.
They're running the clock here.
Officials spot the ball back basically at the same line of scrimmage that they had before, saying somehow Hunkins didn't gain anything there. So the Wolves will have it 4th and 2 when we resume.
He made that edge, Coach. It got around. I thought he was going to make it up there, and then it looked like he had a bit of a space to get there. But every time I see George being tackled, it seems like he's being dragged from behind.
It looked like there he kind of danced around the right end and probably fell forward for a yard, but the officials walk it back. And Spartans have 2 players down, but one of them's up and walking around now. They still got a guy on his back over there. You hope he's okay. Wolves huddled up on their sideline, inside the 50-yard line, rallied around Coach Ed Kinney down there. And in that situation, as a coach, you just got to try to be the voice of reason and tell your guys, look, this right here, this is about execution and nothing else. You've got to go out there, do your job. You can't do anybody else's job. You got to count on your teammates. And right here, the Wolves have to earn a first down to keep this game moving in the direction they want it moving, Jim.
2:49, Coach, here, and I think the momentum here with our offensive line, I think, is let's run it right over these big tackles of ours.
Okay, so the officials wind the clock coming out of the injury break there. Official still waving his arm, asking the clock operator to get going. Hunkins up the middle. Hunkins has a first down.
There's the first down right there. Second effort got him there.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets hit right at the line to gain, is able to power through it, move the ball forward.
Once again,
now the clock running when the officials are asking for it to be stopped. We've got all kinds of trouble over there.
Boys.
I can only wonder why. And the Wolves will have it 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Well, George Hunkin on his second effort right there, Coach, was what got that first down. That was all grit.
Love the fact that it was nothing fancy there, Jim. Just a quick hitter up inside, get behind the big fellas, let them try to pave the road. Matthew Fadul up there, an unsung hero, always just a solid presence in the middle of that line. Julian and Chris at the guards, and that was just simply, hey, we're going to go against your big guys, and we think we can push you.
That's right. Smash mouth right in front. And back to Matthew. We have, again, another good series of snaps from Matthew all game, Coach. We haven't had any missed tackles or missed snaps from him. Got to get the ball from him to the quarterback. Wildcat. I don't think they were set. I don't believe this was set.
We got all kinds of laundry on the field, and the officials do indicate, I think you're right, Jim, it looks like it's going to be a false start on the Wolves. Karsh having to deal with something he's never dealt with before now. Noise.
Noise, yeah.
I think the closest thing he's had to noise like this was probably last November out there at Mount Si. For a neutral site game, there was a little bit of home cooking, and so the Wolves will back it up 5 here. Clock will stop with the pre-snap penalty.
I don't think we were set. That's what got us.
So once again, the Wolves put themselves off schedule by committing an infraction, and they'll have it 1st and 15. Fadul up to the line. Karsh behind him. Hunkins in the backfield, trips to the left. There goes Hunkins out on the bubble screen. Karsh right up the middle. They run the counter action, and Karsh ends up on his back after a gain of 3 or 4. Officials give him a mark of 4 yards on the play, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 11. And now the stadium announcers can't keep track of what down it is, Jim. I'm not sure what else happens, but this is starting to feel like a little home cooking.
I noticed, Coach, that we had another viewer call in and tell us that apparently the Skyline stands don't line up with the 50-yard line in the middle there. I just realized it too. So I guess an optical illusion is a helpful thing.
Well, the Wolves break the huddle.
148.
Trips to the left now. That's Macha in the slot along with Frantella. Case and Goldie at the bottom of the screen. And now we've got another pre-snap penalty. And we've got a false start on a receiver of all things. That just cannot happen. And I think he knows who he is. He's frustrated. Wolves will back up 5. It'll be 2nd and 16.
That's just a young guy mistake. That's all it is.
Getting caught up in the moment, maybe just a little bit there, and
just a young guy mistake.
All right. So 2nd and 16
All right,
now
let's
for
shake
the
this
Wolves.
off. Got minute 41. Clock
Officials
is
trying
running.
to get the clock to run. Can't get the clock to run. There it goes. Wolves are up to the line. It'll once again be trips to the left. Goldie, Macha, and Frantella. Up to the top of the screen, Finn 7 had a quiet game so far. Karsh is back to pass. He's
Big
going to go up
pass.
top to Finn 7. Finn's trying to post up. Ball falls incomplete. Just a little bit overthrown. Finn's got to keep running right there
Yep, I
and
think he stopped
absorb that
running.
contact.
Yeah. Connor's got the arm.
Yep.
Receiver's got to run for
Yep,
it.
got to run. Got to run.
Got to get there.
And the unfortunate thing for the Wolves is that stops the clock and saves the Spartans a timeout at the same time. So 1:26 left, and it'll be 3rd and 16. Wolves all night have been, it seems like, playing from behind the chains, Jim, and so much of it their own doing.
Yeah, 3rd quarter we got in here. We just could not get out of our own way, but I'd like to see us get this cleaned up in here and get this first down.
3rd and 16. Wolves will have it at the Skyline 44, and last time the Wolves were facing a 3rd and long, they went up the seam to Frantella, and
We got a timeout coming
you
ahead.
might say we got them right where we want them.
Yeah, timeout here at Eastlake.
Eastlake takes a timeout. Coach
Well, we got
Kennedy
a
wants to
break.
bring them over.
Be a good time to say some final thoughts to our sponsors. Brad Lee, again, what have on the east side. Brad Lee and Company, good appliances service, serving homeowners. New sponsor for us, been a great thing this year. Again, Brad Lee Service and Appliance on Kirkland and East Side. Thanks again for being a sponsor.
And we want to thank our friends at LBM Travel. Thank you for your support. LBM Travel, let Leanne Nanacool be your expert guide to travel and savings.
Yeah, and Pepe. Thank you again for Pepe Material Handling. They are a new sponsor for us and a long-time friend of the family, as Coach said earlier, and our sponsors, Dave Oliphant and his participation with our program, and then now have the commitment and the backing with Pepe. It's a wonderful thing. So we want to thank both Dave-O and our sponsors. Well, Coach, here we go. We got a 125 left here. I'd like to see us put something together.
Well, as a friend of mine once said, Jim, about 15 times, and every time we watched a Coug game, this is the biggest play of the game right here. So Karsh is back to pass. He looks for the bubble. He's going to go right
Screen,
across
I love
the
the
middle.
screen.
It's a little wide receiver inside screen to
Thought we
Nico
had a big break with
Frantella.
that.
Very, very nice play design there for the
Yep,
Wolves.
Yep.
Found some space.
George was a good decoy on that. That definitely sent one of the linebackers out of here.
So Skyline spins a timeout to preserve some clock here, and the Wolves are going to have it 4th and 10. And I think if you're Coach Ed Kinney, you hate ties. But 4th and 10 is a tall order. Do you punt the ball in and pin them deep?
I don't think so. Coach, we've been around each other long enough. I'm probably going for it.
Well, if Coach Kinney goes for this, then I'm going to say, Jim, he's the next closest thing to Chip Kelly that I've ever seen him. When
you know Chip Kelly well enough.
Chip was coaching down in Oregon, the student section had a nickname for him, and I'll paraphrase it, but we'll just say that Chip's nickname also held by a certain young man who worked for the Doge folks at the beginning of this presidential administration. And in polite company, we don't talk religion or politics, but if you follow the news, you've probably heard of him.
Well, I see it. We got a personnel change here with our package coming out, so it looked like the ball is going to be going in the air here.
Yep. Okay, so Crandall in for Fadul. He's going to snap it back to Karsh, who's going to punt it from about midfield. He's standing with his heels on the 48-yard line. Here comes Frantella across. Snap is good. Kick is fine. End over end. Takes a little bit of a Skyline bounce, but the Wolves will pin him inside their own 20. And Skyline's looking at a very long field.
Yeah, 107 here to get about 80 yards here.
107, and I'm pretty sure the Spartans are going to be able to stretch that into a little bit longer, Jim. There might be a few extra seconds. You never know.
We'll see how this kind of pencils out here.
Because they're not updating the scoreboard, I can't tell you, Jim, for sure. I think the Spartans still have 2 timeouts left. I know they used one.
Here, so
yeah, they just used one.
We both took one, so we each have 2, I think.
All right. So the Spartans have it over on the left hash, closer to their sideline. They're going to be over here with a 1st and 10 coming out
Charlie
from
Macho,
their
Jack,
19.
and Cody. That's a good group up front. I like it. Christopher, Jack Crandall, George center in the mic. Let's put some pressure on them. Make them run around.
Wolves front six is really going to have to shut down the run. What you can't have is a chunk play on a run play, and they've got great penetration.
That ball almost came out of there. George Hunkin almost stripped that ball out of him.
Great penetration, and I'll tell you who's playing like he wants to win this game is George Hunkins. He's just been...
He put everybody on his shoulders and said, let's ride with me. That ball almost came out of there. George, I know, ripped that ball out of there.
All right, so the Spartans come up quickly. It's 2nd and 8. Motion man comes across, sets up trips
Ball's
to the right.
Up in the air. Here comes there's the screen
little
pass.
Screen pass in the middle of the field. Oh, we got a block in the back that's not called on Brookshire.
Wow.
But the Wolves rally to the ball, and the Skyline Spartans do move the chains. They get it up to the 30.
Timeout there, Coach.
All right, so they spend another timeout. There's 33 seconds left.
What do they call timeout?
So the Spartans have it at their own 30, 33 seconds or so left in the game. Wolves defense did a nice job of rallying to the ball. The Spartans hadn't shown that screen pass yet tonight, Jim, and a pretty good job by the back end there rallying to the football right there. I think they'll give them 7 or 8 yards at a crack if they can keep them in bounds and make them use their timeouts. The other thing to look for here is with the ball going up into the air, and you have to expect that the Spartans are going to put the ball in the air, right?
You're right.
Defenses can score. There's nothing in the rules against that. So if the Wolves defense wants to have a chance to be the real big hero tonight, play the ball, and you never know, you might be able to take it the other way.
George's got a key on that number 5. You can't let him run that counter, come back into the middle. He's got to keep his eyes on him.
So a little bit of a special package here. They get a little more speed on the field. Rishi at linebacker, Brookshire up into the
long ball
defensive
way down.
tackle.
There's Connor right there.
Okay, they throw the ball over the head of everybody.
You got to run, son. You cannot run like that. You got to run to the ball.
Finn 7, closest defender to the ball, and he probably was the only guy with a chance at that.
I think if he put his wheels on, he'd have had that. That ball was just a freebie.
So the Wolves in a deep cover 3 here, and those corners are going to need to roll back and play deeper. So Rishi stays on at a linebacker spot. That puts Brookshire up on the line. Hopefully he can get a little bit of push. Now they're going to just have a 3-man line, put Rishi back as an extra deep safety. Karsh is going to play to the field side, Rishi to the boundary. It looks like quarters coverage here for the Wolves. Skyline going to throw underneath, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's a gain, but it's not much. They're going to pick up.
That ball was moving the whole time. I really don't. I can't. He gave him that catch as the ball was moving in his hands.
All right, so the Spartans pick up 6 there. It's going to set up a 3rd and 4. 27 seconds remaining now.
Got to watch that screen again here, or even like a receiver screen, or even a tunnel screen. George got a key on that 5, but he's just got to keep his eyes on him.
Always been a big fan of like a high cover 2 here, Jim, with matching up man-to-man on the bottom. Yep. Okay, Skyline back to pass. They do run a little screen, and the ball floats up, and boy, it fell right between Crandall and Hunkins and Mike. Oh, I wish they would have brought a salmon net for that one, Jim. They'd have been running.
Crushed him. That Skyline quarterback just got crushed.
So Skyline has it now. This gets curious. It's 4th and 4. There's 24 seconds left. If Skyline doesn't convert here, Wolves get the ball back with a chance.
And 2 timeouts. They call timeout again.
All right,
That's their final.
Yeah, Skyline uses their last timeout. This is for them the biggest play of the game, and they've got to have it. Wolves defense comes over to talk to their coaches and put a plan together here, Jim. 4th and 4 for the Wolves, for the Spartans, excuse me. And Wolves defense, we'll see if they're up to the challenge.
Boy, I tell you what, Coach, that Cody came in off that line and it was right in his face, and he went right to the ground. And I still think that quarterback's kind of limping around a little bit.
Well, you'd love to see the Wolves get some heat here if the Spartans try to spread them out again. Your linebackers, both of them, they have to key on the running back, right? You cannot let them pick up a first down on the ground here.
Yeah, don't give them that.
If they want to throw it and catch it, take your chances.
We'll take that one.
Yeah, let the DBs handle that, but
don't give them the ground.
But if you're 56 and 13, I really, really hope that you're staying home and coming right downhill, because if I'm Skyline here, you've got the quarterback with the wide side of the field to the right. You can do the rollout pass, which has turned into quarterback sweep all night, or you can run the counter play.
Well, I think
but the Spartans are going to punt the ball away. This is unbelievable.
I'd watch the fake if there's anything. George Hunkins, watch the fake.
Absolutely. Okay. Kicks away. Kicks away. Fire, fire, fire. Spartans are happy to let it roll around, and then they fall on it at the Eastlake 45. There's not going to be a lot of time left.
They didn't even time the clock that time. It didn't even move. Now they ran it.
So the Spartans forget to turn on the clock. That works to our advantage. I think we talked about that possibly being the case earlier. And the Wolves will have time for a couple of snaps here.
And 2 timeouts gives us at least 3 plays.
Eastlake has 1 timeout left.
Eastlake should have 2 timeouts.
Well, the stadium announcer is saying that the Wolves only have the 1. Here's an idea. Don't even use it. Just go ahead and pitch and catch.
Oh, we got another bad spot. This is just...
So the Wolves ran a play earlier in the game, Jim, where they hit Nico on a little out pattern, but they ran a wheel behind it with Macha. I wonder if a similar concept could be used here where they could kind of look off the safeties, maybe suck them up, and just sneak somebody behind them, right?
Them there.
Wolves with twins to the left. Here comes Finn 7. Connor takes it on a quarterback keep. He's going to run forward, get to the 50, fall down. Wolves will use their final timeout. So the clock keeps ticking.
Yeah,
at this point, it's like a broken record.
Yeah, it's like a wire's broken on it. Not sure what's going on up there. Yeah.
So I think a lot of frustration probably for all the fans here in the stadium, certainly for the coaches and players. You just want these things to work right. Sometimes that's a little too much to ask.
Just a lot to ask sometimes, Coach. A lot to ask. Well, what do you think, Coach? We're gonna go to the air. We're gonna kind of do a.
I think it depends on your timeout situation.
Yeah.
They said that the Eastlake had 1. If that was indeed their last timeout, then Eastlake really has
1 play.
Really 1 play here. I think that the one thing you could do is you could run all outs and try to find the sideline and get out of bounds, get yourself a little closer for a Hail Mary here. They've got wide side of the field to the left, so if you could come up with a concept where maybe Frantella motions across and then kind of drags underneath, you run your 2 guys to the wide side here vertical, try to just clear some space for him, let him catch it and run out of bounds. You might be able to pick up 5 to 10 yards and make it a little more plausible, but it's got to be fast, and it absolutely has to get out of bounds. If he gets tackled inbounds, it's a ball game.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'd like to see a pulling guard come around over that side with Connor and Hunkins running down that barrel.
All right, so here comes Macha out. He's going to be the man on the line of scrimmage, the end man. All right, Connor back to pass. Oh, boy. Unfortunately, Kaysen Goldie is on the ground with the catch, and that gives himself up. They're going to wind the clock, and, folks, this one's going to end up.
He's on his knees. Otherwise, he was gone. That was the play.
They had the little hook and ladder.
Yeah. That'll do it, Coach.
Yep, that's going to do it.
I think that was the play to be. That was going to be it.
Almost executed it. That's probably not one they've practiced a whole heck of a lot, Jim. And, well, it ends up in a very unsatisfying tie. I don't know what else to say other than, is the game over? They have not ended the game. Looks like the Wolves might have used a timeout. They maybe had one more timeout. Okay, so they're bringing the captains back out into the middle of the field. It looks like we're going to have an overtime, which I didn't even realize you do in a C-team game.
Yeah, I didn't think that was possible. Well, that's new for both of us now. We didn't get a chance to see the replay on that, did we? On that kneel down, but. So what is the rules for overtime in a 5-minute possession?
I got to believe that it's going to be some kind of a Kansas plan. I believe that at the varsity level it's Kansas plan and you get the ball from the 10 going in, but we're about to find out. We're all learning in real time here.
Oh, coin flip. So Eastlake won the flip.
They're going to want to put their defense on the field first, I would think.
Yeah, me too.
You want to know. So Peck and Hunkins out there as the team captains on this game day, and
got a lot of coin flipping here, Coach. I'm not sure how many times we got to flip it.
Maybe they got to decide who gets to call it. They got to flip. We're going to flip it to see who gets to call it.
Yeah.
We're not sure ourselves. Who's the road team anyway? We don't know.
We got more officials in. Yeah, this is. George looks at the sideline. We're trying to get Chat GPT out in the middle of the field here.
Yeah, we're looking at a replay on a cell phone here, but it seems pretty obvious if the Wolves would have just been able to pull off that hook and ladder. It looked like Hunkins was probably off to the races. What can you say? It's a game of sprints and inches.
Now we got 4 referees on it. Let's see what's going on. Okay.
I'm not sure that these guys. I'm honestly surprised they're letting them play overtime.
I think they're going down to the 10-yard line here.
All right, so it looks like the Wolves' defense is going to be on the field. Okay.
You making this up as we go along here?
Well, the official's over on the sideline here explaining the rules to Coach Ed Kinney. He, unfortunately, we don't have audio on that, but I always enjoy it when spectators down in the bleachers look up at the booth and ask us, are we going to keep going? Heck, we don't know.
We don't know.
Well, not at first anyways. So here come the Wolves.
I think are we on defense?
Yeah, it looks like the defense is going to be out there, and they're going to move. They're going to keep Macha down on the line. He'll play inside with Big Jack. It'll be Cody and Charlie on the outside, and then the rest of the starters on the back 7. Linebackers still Hunkins and Brookshire. The back end looks the same with Karsh, with Frantella, with Crandall. It looks like Finn 7 over on the far side at a corner, and Case and Goldie to the near side. So the Spartans have the ball at the 25-yard line. This is Kansas plan just like they run on college football, Jim. It'll be 1st and 10 Spartans going in. They run the counter play. Here it comes. They turn it back inside. That's a nice tackle in the open field by Jack Crandall. Gain of 4 for the Spartans, but that play has gouged the Wolves tonight. I think the Wolves will take that right there.
Yeah, Jack Crandall pushed that play inside, Coach, and that's where the Wolves got there to help out.
That's understanding leverage. Good job by number 3 right there to settle in on that. So 2nd and 6 now for the Spartans, and boy, this is pretty exciting,
Yeah,
Jim.
right? Yeah. I'd like to see Fenn keep awake there. I just...
I got to be honest with you. I was expecting to be home pretty soon watching the 11th hour with Stephanie Rule, but what can I say? We got more football.
That's what I said. Just said right there, Finn. I knew they were coming that direction.
Yep,
There
wide side.
Good hit there.
Wide side. Spartans pick up 4 or 5 there. It's a good gain for them, but I don't think they made the line to gain. Looks like they're going to be a couple short, and it's going to be a 3rd and, we'll call it 3rd and a long 2 for the Spartans. Jensen did a pretty good job
catching the last of the baseball games here. But,
yeah, Jensen did a nice job trying to fight off of that double team block there, doing all he can to push through and try to make that quarterback kind of run the hump. But Spartans pick up a few, and it's going to be a 3rd and 2 from the right hash. So Skyline breaks the huddle. Heavy backfield this time. Twins to the right into the boundary, and they've got an H-back up front. It's going to be a lead blocker. It's going to be an inside run.
Jack just missed that.
Hunkins with a whiff, and this ball is going to go to the house.
Boy,
Skyline touchdown. Let's see a replay on that. So out in space, Crandall kind of gets sucked in, and that's just
got the edge. You got around him.
Yep. That's just giving up the edge, and it's been too often and too easy for the Spartans tonight, Jim. So the Spartans come in now with. They're going to kick a conventional PAT or attempt to here. Number 12, not sure who that young man is, but he's going to try to kick it. Spartans up for the first time tonight. They enjoy a lead. It's 20-14.
Over his head.
Snap is high. It's a fire drill. Spartans sprint out, and he's just going to run out of bounds. He doesn't have a chance. Okay, so the Wolves stop the PAT.
So
they trail by 6.
Yeah.
Now their offense gets a turn.
Their offense gets a chance. We lost our kicker, I think, in that earlier.
Well, the nice thing is we, as we found out last week, number 9, Nico Frantella, is very capable of kicking the ball between the uprights.
Yeah.
The first things first, the offense is going to need to
get
convert.
In the end zone. Exactly right.
So here comes Karsh with the play. He'll jump out into the huddle. Crandall coming onto the field now. It looks like the Wolves are going to go with a 2-back to start the series here because Hunkins is already out there.
I think the most guy relieved in this stadium right now is the clock keeper. Doesn't have to do anything now. Finally, the pressure left.
Now you can watch the game. Enjoy.
Off of him, yeah.
Tune in to Wolves football on YouTube for the broadcast.
Right.
We appreciate the viewership. Okay, so the Wolves have Crandall as an up back here. They're going to motion Case and Goldie across. Connor Karsh right up the middle, and he picks up a solid gain of 5, maybe 6. I'll call it 6 yards on first down. So they fake the jet sweep. Connor picks up a block and is able to fall forward. That'll make it 2nd and 4 for the Wolves. Good start to the drive.
Super effort on the front side there too, Coach. They've just been blocking Connor right up behind him.
So the Wolves still have the ball kind of in the middle of the field, more or less. They're into the huddle here now. Here comes Karsh with the play. He's sprinting out. Wolves break the huddle. Here comes Fadul to address the ball. Karsh behind him. Crandall is an up back. Hunkins offset to the right. Here comes the motion. That's Finn 7. Karsh is going to keep it. He's going to go outside to the right. Right off tackle. Gets the 10.
I think
gets
he's
the 5. He's into the end zone.
Touchdown, Eastlake!
Connor Karsh.
Well done, Connor Karsh. And that was set up all by our offensive linemen. Well done.
Let's see a replay on that. Nice lead block up there. Hunkins, Brookshire.
Look at
oh gosh,
Chris
Chris
just
Brookshire
driving his man all the way in the end zone.
Holy
That's
smokes!
Right there.
I want to run. I want to run behind that.
Love it, Coach.
All right, so the
Absolutely
Wolves
love it.
The Wolves are keeping the offense. It looks like on the field here.
Go for 2. Gotta go.
They're going to go for 2. They don't need to. They're going to go for 2.
Well, if you get 2, you got an extra one.
The Wolves should have a timeout in the overtime period. They should have been granted a timeout. Skyline subbing players. Karsh out at the numbers with Coach Kinney. Here comes Crandall onto the field for Hunkins. So the Wolves are going to go with a 1-back. Okay, they're going to kick it looks like. Okay, we got a timeout, Eastlake. Ball is currently spotted at the left hash as if the offense was going to stay on the field, Jim, but I think they might put it back in the middle and kick this.
Yeah, I think that's what Coach Derry's out there arguing. Yeah, he's signaled to the center there. So
yeah, okay, so 20-20 here, and what we hope is the first and only overtime tonight. We'll see if the Wolves can.
Oh, Coach, that last play though, boy, Christopher Brookshire just up the front and drove his man back 12, 15 yards. It was a wonderful thing to see. Just nothing better than watching an offensive lineman.
Haven't had a chance to call 56's number a lot tonight, and he's a guy the Wolves need to contribute, and right there shows up big in the biggest moment. So
right there.
So Fadul stays on the field here, and
Connor to the set. Yeah.
It looks like the offense stays. Nope. So Fadul is going to snap. Okay. No, he's at a guard spot. I think that's. Well, they're kicking it no matter what. Connor's down. He's got the pad. Frantella's ready to kick it. So this is for the win.
That's a false. Matthew pulled the ball forward. He can't do that. Oh, timeout.
Timeout by Skyline.
Skyline.
Yeah, Crandall's up there snapping, so I think we're okay on that.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I thought I saw the ball move forward like there was a. Well, Skyline came out of their timeout to go back into another timeout. So that just tells you the personnel wasn't ready.
This is icing the kicker, right?
That's right.
They want number 9 to think about this, and Nico just needs to keep his head down and kick it pure. If he does that, he'll be fine. He's got plenty of leg. We know that. So the Wolves with a chance here to grab one on the road at the expense of their dear friends, or really bitter rivals, the Skyline Spartans.
Corridor here.
Well, during this timeout, we want to give one last shout out to our friends down at the Pine Lake Ale House. Jim, I mean, at this point,
we can't get there, Coach.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
Our kids are keeping us behind, but there are tasty treats, that's for sure.
Craft beverages, great food, terrific atmosphere, wonderful service. Can't say enough about our friends at the Pine Lake Ale House. We hope to see all the Wolves fans down there very soon. So here comes the Wolves PAT unit back out. 20-20.
Got to block down in, Coach. This is where our offensive guys got to block down in.
Got to block the inside gaps. Cannot have inside pressure here. Karsh is ready. And the official's whistle, we're ready for play. Here comes the snap. Snap is good. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. It is good. The kick is good. Frantella converts the kick, and the Wolves win
Nico
21-20. And the Wolves
takes care of business. Well done, Nico. I don't know, if you saw that referee on the far sideline, but he was more excited about that going in, I
think they just want to go home, Jim. So Nico Frantella plays the hero on the last play of the game, and the Wolves grab a 21-20 victory over the Skyline Spartans here, and they improve to 3-2 on the season.
Big win for us, Coach. Big win.
It doesn't get much more exciting than that, Jim. I mean, you walk it off. I mean, October's about walk-offs. We usually talk about it in baseball context, but Wolves able to pull off the victory on the last play of the game in overtime. And, well, really, if we're being objective about it, great effort by both squads tonight, right? So we don't love the Spartans. They don't love us, but they played a tough game and gave the Wolves everything that could handle this evening.
Yep, and I think what we found out today, Coach, is we got a good C team, and again, they're going to just get better and better, and I just think the confidence that builds in a win like that helps this team keep going on to next week is...
Next week's Mount Si at home.
Mount Si, I think. That's correct.
All right, folks. Well,
from our broadcast booth, myself.
Yes. Thank you for watching tonight from Skyline High School. It's Eastlake 21. Skyline 20. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.